All right, guys, you know the drill. We are here. We are live. It is Reese. And, of course, sitting across from me is my lovely wife, Rozan. Might as well turn her microphone up on fire. How you doing, sweetheart?
Wow. Might as well. I mean,
it's one of those days, you know.
I know, it's a throwaway day.
It's not a throwaway day. You were treating it like that because I asked you to come in today because the Red Sox are playing on regular radio.
Right.
And you said, hey, I was like, hey, you want to come in today? The Red Sox are on. And you was like, oh, what does that mean? It's not. That's not what it means.
There's no airtime.
It doesn't.
Like, instead of the regular 7 people listening, there's probably 3. So you're like,
oh, that's not nice.
Enough.
You shouldn't say that about our listeners. We have a lot of listeners, dear.
In my mind, it's a few. I can't handle knowing that it's more than a handful of people.
So you're are you? If I'm hearing you correctly, you are suggesting you are far better with the idea that there are only a few people listening, not a lot of people listening.
Yeah, I don't think my brain and my stage fright could handle it being more than.
But you do so well here. I mean, when you're on, you're on. But you know what? I just realized something. You just said not too long ago that you don't really look at it that way. You feel like you're just talking to me.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, you're not talking to everybody else here.
Right. It's, to me, in my mind, it's kind of like when we're at the grocery store, we're in the mall, and you and I are conversing, and other people are like, oh, my gosh, that happens to us a lot. So
yeah, people think we're funny when we are bantering back and forth in the grocery store.
Right. So phone calls and things like that is just, like people overhearing us going, oh, my God, you two are hilarious.
Yeah, and that's a big deal to you.
Yeah, it's I can't handle any other
It's
way.
okay. It's okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you would say Mark in West Hartford says he counts as 3 listeners.
And there they all are right there. It's Mark.
So like Mark, Adam 12, and Sam the man on the street. We got a couple of people here cranking the cars, checking us out. Let me see. Twin Patriot. He said, wow, that's rough, Rozan. And Michael B is, I just turned it down. I saw that. I saw that my mic was pretty hot over here as well. It happens when we are not doing the regular format, and it comes across that way. So I turned it down a great deal.
The mic.
Yeah. What? Because I know you're accusing me of being loud.
I'm not accusing. I have outright blatantly said directly to your face, hey, you're here.
I need you here. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, folks. So I know there's a lot of folks who listen on the radio and the Red Sox game is on. They're going to miss it. And I don't want to ever think like what we do here is wasted on those who can't get to us when they're driving their car. This is important. Why we tell you, download the Odyssey app or listen to WTIC.com or go to ReeseOnRadio.com. There's an opportunity for you to listen while you're in your car. You're just going to have to do the whole Bluetooth thing when you do it. Today, we are chock full of a lot of news. And one of them is a difficult one to have to talk about, but we will get there. And it involves the former New Britain mayor and gubernatorial candidate, Erin Stewart. We will get to that in due course. But it's a story that must be talked about because it's going to be news and it's going to be a conversation and it's going to be everywhere. And with media the way that it is in Connecticut, pretty much playing the defensive role of the Lamont administration, any information that shows a shadow of doubt in one of the Republican candidates is going to be sort of exposed, shined a light on, and made, if
it's
not...
It's going to be the entire party.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And if it's not the entire party, it's going to be used as a means to wreck the party, if not the candidate. And we have to talk about it because we don't. Everyone's going to say, look at the Republican show over there on Reese on the radio. They didn't want to talk about it. I told everybody, this is not about who I'm in the tank for. I want Republicans to win. But when the stories come out, and what did I say to all of them? Do I have any allegiance? Do I? I play no allegiance to anyone. What I care about is the right person for the job. Whoever the Republican candidate is, I am throwing all of my support. I am stomping the yard for them. But I will not play favorites, nor will I lie I will not be. Don't get on me about it. Okay? I'm just going to do my job. And there are plenty of people on the left, Donald, Bob, you know who they are, who constantly listen to the shows like, you never, ever condemn the Republicans. My job is here not to condemn anybody. It's to point out their failings, right? It's to point out where they've got policy wrong. It's to call them out when they're lying or when they're being disingenuous. And that's my job. In this case, I don't know what it is, but the story is here. But before we get there, I want to announce that WTIC is having its 11th commandment. Its 11th commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination on May 7th, which is the new date, on May 7th at 7 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. The debate will be live on the air, but if you'd like to be in the studio audience, you can. And enter a chance to win a pair of tickets to that event. You got to go to WTIC.com, click on more, then click on contest. Fill out that form, and you and 59 others, sponsored by AARP Connecticut. Keith, what's going on, big guy? And Bad Street is in the house, too. He said, Bad Street says, that makes me 4. John Beckman's makes 5. So you got 5 listeners now.
We are really pushing the limits of what is allowable right now.
So this story, as it pertains to an audit and an investigation, it was released by a law group. Let me read it here. It is the Crumble Law Group who wrote a memorandum yesterday to the New Britain Corporation Council of William C. Rivera. This is the new mayor, or the council of the mayor. This is an update on an ongoing investigation into the revenue collector, which was led by Cheryl S. Blogoslov. I can't pronounce this name. It is Bogoslavsky. I'm trying to say that right. Bogoslavsky, and I apologize for butchering it, ma'am. Here are the allegations. There has been a long-standing practice, according to this report, of backdating tax payments. This includes real estate, motor vehicle, and water taxes. They allege that the staff changed the date of the city's QDS system, computer system so that late payments looked on time. This wiped out or reduced about 18% of statutory interest that Connecticut law requires the city to collect. This according to the law 12-146. The result says that the city lost revenue it was legally owed. The report calls the lost amount likely significant over many years. The Cheryl, I'm just going to call her Cheryl because I'm going to butcher her name. I'm sorry. Cheryl's personal involvement, according to the report, says that none of her own tax payments over the last 4 years were processed by the due date. Quote, previous mayor's office, and sometimes on her own using a revenue aids terminal. They're calling some of this favoritism and waivers. They say she frequently waived interest for loud or well-connected taxpayers with no legal permissible basis. Witnesses said it had gone on for a decade or longer. One big repeat offender in the report, who they refer to as Taxpayer 1, had multiple large properties in areas. Payments were routinely backdated, sometimes fully eliminated interest, with notes like number one's time courtesy per the mayor.
Oh.
There were also cash handling failures. Large amounts of cash unsecured for years, they say in the report. They were left in drawers on top of filing cabinets, and even $246,000 was left on the top of a safe in January of 2024. That's a lot of money. What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking, I was in retail for, some years before I joined the military. You can't leave your cash register open
Yeah.
during business hours. You can't leave cash out. Like, there is a safe. Very few people have access to the safe, and every penny goes in there every night. I mean, you can't just... in my mind, it looks like it's that big, potato sack bag with the dollar symbol on it. And it's just, like the old movies.
I remember.
Sitting on top, open with cash pouring out.
Yeah. Internal policy requires that daily deposit and locking in the safe. This was repeatedly ignored, according to this report. After big cash was discovered, unsecured custodial staff refused to clean the office out of fear of something might go missing, and they'd be blamed.
Yeah. Good grief.
Okay, the overall conclusion in the memo says that Cheryl Bogoslawski violated her fiduciary duty and state law. The tax office showed a long-standing practice of illegal backdating and that benefited certain taxpayers, including herself.
Oh.
Yeah. They recommend a forensic audit to check for possible theft, misappropriation of city funds. The referral to state law enforcement for possible criminal action on the self-dealing backdating scheme. The investigation is still ongoing. Now, how the memo refers to the former mayor, if at all, Erin Stewart. It only refers to the previous mayor's office or the former mayor's office. It mentions that, say her name again.
Hold on.
Bogoslawski?
Blogoslavsky.
Yeah, Blogoslavsky claimed, yeah, I know. Some backdating was done at the direction of the former mayor's office. Witnesses say they reported the interest waiving practice to a member of the former mayor's office who said they would look into it. One witness, who is referred to in the memo as witness number 8 from the former mayor's office, delivered checks from taxpayer 1 and allegedly directed that late payment be honored as timely. That witness number 8, claimed they had no real authority and acted with the mayor's knowledge or at the mayor's direction. Now, again, we do not know, but the memo doesn't make any names towards Erin Stewart, but she had been the mayor for, was it 12 years? Yeah, I think that's how long she was there. So this, we have not heard a statement. In fact, if you can you see if there has been any statement by the former mayor's office, Erin Stewart, or her campaign? I know that Adam 12 is reaching out to them or has reached out to them. Let me see if there was anything that came back from this. Forgive me. Let me look here real quick. Just see, because I did ask him to see if we could check on anything. Okay, statement from... Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Adam 12 did get a statement. It says, statement from Mayor Erin Stewart, obviously timing the release of this memo to coincide with today's press conference shows this is the political witch hunt we've known it to be. It confirms that I'm the only Republican Ned Lamont and his minions are scared of. This is just the latest Democrat attempt to discredit our record of success and deflect from their own abysmal record of failing and the hardworking people of Connecticut. Erin Stewart. All right. Okay. And okay. And we're looking to see if the mayor wants to call. I mean, the former mayor wants to call in to speak on this. But there it is. That's her statement. So we'll see. We'll see if this is going anywhere further than that. I also want to note that this, according to the memo, it is about 4 or 5 pages, that this is not, at least the new mayor who's saying is saying that this is not the end of it. This is only part of the investigation. And a second, I guess, memo will drop soon enough. And
can I just really quickly, her statement said that this was a Democrat-led witch hunt.
Yes.
James Saunders Jr., a New Britain business owner and former Republican council member, requested the investigation.
Really? Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, like I said, right now it's an investigation. It's ongoing. What will come of it, we do not know, but we are addressing it here so that we are an open book. I've got nothing to do with this. It is my job as a talk show host and as I will go so far as to say a person who reports to you, the very people of this state, that when a story like this comes along, we have to address it. And I don't know. Let's see what other things fall out of this investigation. I'm glad they responded to it, as they should. We'll see if there's anything else that comes out of it. Now, even if it is a witch hunt, and this is very important to consider, okay? I'll go back to the Eric Swalwell thing yesterday, and I think Jesse Waters said it best. You know, there is no gun to be put to your head, or there's no gun with loaded bullets to be put to your head if you didn't carry the gun in the first place. Because in this case, Eric Swalwell, because if let me put this, you never give your enemies or even your friends the ammunition to bury you.
Yeah, look how quickly his best friend in the world turned on him.
Yeah, Ruben Gallegos.
And the guy that he was living with.
Yeah. It's like,
Eric who?
You don't give them the fodder. Like, you have got to be on the right side of that. No one can touch you if you're doing the right thing. And I knew Eric Swalwell was definitely done for. And I'm not attributing this to Erin Stewart, but this is what I say when I say done for. Because if you were in the right, nothing in your statement says, I did do some things wrong. Because then it's sort of like, well, let me admit now to some of the things that I've done wrong while all of these horrible things are being said about me. Maybe in the future, don't do anything wrong.
That's one of the things I really appreciate about you, having you as a partner, because for me, somebody hurts my feelings or makes me angry, I am ready to retaliate in the most petty way possible. And it's very frustrating for me, but it does pay dividends when I trust you and there's, just sit back and let God handle it. It's not mine. And it keeps my hands clean. It keeps me from ever having to come back and say, yeah, well, kind of like sort of that one time. I don't have to do that.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Like, I am so sick and tired of people saying I was provoked into being the person I'm not. No. If you can be provoked into being the person that you're not, maybe you should reevaluate who you are.
It was in you already.
Exactly. It was always there.
Yeah.
If you can do it with such ease, you were always that bad piece of garbage.
Great. So what you're saying is, as much as I struggle with doing the right thing and not retaliating, are you telling me that?
But that's how. But see, you know what? There's a beauty in that. No, you know how I always say, right? We always have to find the beauty or the silver lining in the worst of things, right? Because even though you were provoked, like you felt like I got to retaliate, and that may have been natural to you, guess what? You relied on your better angels and you sought.
You're my better angels.
Well, that's found, but fine. But you sought.
You would Pastor Todd.
You sought counsel, right? You sought counsel and you said, look, I want to be a better person.
Do I, though?
You wouldn't have come forward. You would have never talked to us.
Great.
If you didn't.
Now I'm growing as a person.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what I say. Like in this thing, that Eric Swalwell thing, he knew what he... Dude, if you were cheating on your wife while she was pregnant, you're a scum, man. You're a scumbag.
You can't do dirt in front of people. You do dirt by yourself, all alone in the dark, or don't do it at all.
Can I tell you something? I want to tell a story about that. Speaking of like what Eric Swalwell did. On a lesser note, sort of like a horrible thing you could do to your spouse. Terry McAuliffe, he used to be the governor of Virginia, where we used to live. I'll never forget, he wrote this in his own book. He and his wife were just bringing their baby home from the hospital, and he pulled into a fundraiser and left his newborn and his wife in the car while he went inside to bungle. Yeah. He wrote that in his own book. Now, you always get on my case about how, involved I am in my job. I'm sorry. I look at that story by Terry McAuliffe and I go, I know I'm bad, but I'll never be that bad.
That's because I can't get pregnant. So.
I am so done with you today. I was riding on a high horse right there, and you completely pulled the rug from under me.
Fell off, didn't you?
Yeah, you suck.
You're welcome.
I love you so much. All right, we got to get to the bottom of the hour news. I'm almost certain Jonathan Silva will have some on this as well when we return. So stand by. It's Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. All right, folks, we are back. It's Reese on the radio. Rozan on the radio live right here. I'm looking at this thing going, why is my camera so wrong and yours so right?
Want me to move?
No. Don't touch a thing. I can control it here. I just need to control it better. There we go. Now we're better. I was just having a really, really hard time. I couldn't see myself. Sorry. See what I did? You see what I just did? I just literally screwing around trying to answer Music Design's question, and I put myself up on the screen. Music Design, yes to your question. The debate date has been changed. I will be giving announcements throughout the day. I'm throughout the coming weeks. It is now on May 7th at 7 o'clock. Again, May 7th, 7 o'clock, still a Thursday. And you can join the festivities if you go online to WTIC.com. That's WTIC.com and enter to win. You got to go to more than contest and fill out the form. Brought to you by AARP Connecticut. What was I going to say? Okay. For those of you who are watching online, you'll notice that Reese on Radio is wearing his ice hat today. And I want to thank Sam the Man. Oh, I forgot. Starting today, the official Reese on the Radio correspondent, Sam on the Street. Sam the Man. I'm going to talk to him today. We're going to be in Bristol, and I'm going to talk to him today. So Sam the Man on the Street is going to be Sam on the Street. He is going to be at the press conferences that I can't get to, and he will be there with the questions to these folks that I will provide. So Sam will know. We'll find out, like, whatever the presser is, whoever's going to be there, Sam is going to be there to ask those questions and get that audio and then get that right to me. He's got an iPhone, so I don't know exactly how he's going to get it to me because we have to get him to email it, but he's going to get it to me. So Sam will be out there, and he'll be sort of pushing up on a lot of these politicians to get the questions answered that we want.
Should we get him a shirt with your face on it?
Totally.
That the governor's people know to come.
Totally.
To him?
I could. In fact, I'm going to get a picture that Sam's going to wear, and it's going to show me pointing at that politician going, "You better answer me." So, in fact, it'll say something like, "You answer to me." But yeah, we're going to get him a T-shirt. But Sam and I will talk about that tonight. So he'll be out on the street. He called me up when I made the plea and said they're going to push these press conferences later and further away so I can't get to them. And Sam was immediately, he's like, "Man, come on, I got to talk to you." And he said to me the day before yesterday, he said, "Listen, let me be the guy." And Sam is fearless. So I'm like,
yes, I remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. He want to brawl for Rozan? He was out there like your bodyguard at the ICE facility.
Yeah, he and Adam, several times I'd be like, "Whoa," to the both of them. Like, why? And then you, at the end of the night, I'm looking at the three, like, how am I the grown-up here?
That's because that little pipsqueak deserved to get slapped.
Not even punched, just slapped.
Oh, no, slapping is so much better. Right?
So much more emasculating.
Did you? Yes, it is. You have to do it. So, as I like to say, what's the difference between a witch slap? You know the word I'm using. What's the difference between a witch slap and a pimp slap? Right? And what people don't understand is that both slaps are at 45 degrees. It's the direction. Mm-hmm. So the witch slap, put the B in front, that is in a downward motion at 45 degrees, at a 45-degree angle coming down across the face. And a pimp slap is the back of the hand in an upward 45-degree angle. So as I try to explain to people, sweeping upwards in a 45-degree angle, and that's the difference. This guy who was at that event at the ICE deserved the witch slap. That is the downward motion. Right.
Well, he was so small. You couldn't very well come up. You would have missed your opportunity. Like all of your momentum would have been.
Yes. But the objective is to humiliate and insult. And when he gets hit in the downward 45-degree angle.
And then he goes, "Oh!"
That's exactly right. Oh! Oh! you get a certain tone as he holds onto his face. Oh, I've been violated. That's
you
the whole
punched me. No, worse.
No.
I slapped you.
I have witch slapped you. Anyway, I'm saying.
But you guys were supposed to be there keeping me from harm. And
Exactly.
I'm having to drag the three of you out of chaos.
That's true.
Like, this is not okay. Like, I never want to be the grown-up in a room. Never.
I hear you. We should have been more professional.
Yeah.
And definitely more reserved. Anyway, why am I talking about this? I'm wearing the ICE hat today because of this ridiculous bill that was signed yesterday, Senate Bill 397, which is the dumbest thing I've heard in the last couple of days by Democrats, because it is all platitude. All of it is. It's a bunch of performance nonsense. And they wrote a bill about it. They wrote a performative bill that can't do nothing.
You know what
Absolutely toothless.
I just heard?
Yes.
I wrote a bill about it. You remember Saturday Night Live?
No, that was Living Color.
Living Color,
Yes.
yeah.
Wrote a bill
sorry.
about it. Here, go. That's right.
Or a little song about it. A little song that is.
It's the whole thing is toothless. Yes, it is a toothless bill. But I want to go in another direction here. Okay? The bill is stupid. We'll get to that. But there was something that I noticed about this. And you know me. I look at news and the stories in the news in a very abstract way. And Rozan, I couldn't help but notice this. Do you know who Evard Walker?
Nope.
How about Stephen Jones? He sound more familiar?
He does, but I'm not.
Is that not ringing a bell?
Not really.
Well, it will to everyone else. Evard Walker is the Jamaican man who had the little 4-inch blade in his arms, who was shot and killed by police when he was having a domestic and mental episode inside of a home in Hartford.
Oh, that's the one. His daughter instigated the fight, and then they. Okay,
Indeed.
That's right.
And Stevie Jones.
I remember Stevie Jones.
That's
okay.
correct. Long knife shot by Joe Magnano, the police officer, now fired, and the Hartford Police Union is fighting to get his career back. But in both of those shootings that led the mayor, at least in one case, Mayor Arunin in Hartford, to step forward and condemn the officer, therefore firing him, only got the attention of Mayor Arunin. These are two black men who were shot and killed by police. And the only person who stepped up on behalf of Stevie Jones, by the way, no such thing for Evard Walker, the only politicians who stood up so far is Mayor Arunin. Oddly enough, in the entire state, in most of these cases, there is no national attention and no national politician who has stepped up. No Chris Murphy, no Chris Blumenthal, no Governor Lamont.
No Willie Tong?
That's right, no Willie Tong. But guess who did? Guess what they did show up for? Illegals.
Right.
Deported people. I mean,
Islamists.
let's look at this. Here's the part that's crazy, and this is wild. I looked it up. The memorial that was held for Stevie Jones. Al Sharpton traveled all the way from New York up to Connecticut to speak at the memorial with the mayor in tow, give a press conference. Again, no public figures, no Blumenthal, no Lamont, no A.G. Tong. Al Sharpton even had the wherewithal after the memorial, giving his press release, went to the governor's office, sat in the big man's chair.
That's right.
Right?
Like a big boy.
But Lamont held no press conference as to why Al Sharpton was there. He gave no public statements about Stevie Jones. Interesting. But when I showed up at City Hall, as the governor was there to talk about, what's the young man's name? Rian, the Afghani boy who was locked up. Blumenthal was supposed to be the only politician there to speak for the family, but it took, all of a sudden, A.G. Tong and Lamont were there. Two people who did not show up for the shootings. By the way, anybody heard William Tong talk about Stevie Jones yet?
No.
I thought he stood up for the African-American community. I thought that he was outraged at what I said about him and the African-American community. There were so many people who thought the police officer was wrong. Even conservatives said the shooting looked bad. A.G. Tong never took an opportunity to step up for Stevie or for Everard Walker. It did happen in this state, didn't it?
I think the only Africans he cares about are Egyptians. Like, black Africans don't count.
I couldn't agree more, Rozan. But again,
or South Africans, like Scarjos, like those.
Oh, you mean like
Scarlett Johansson?
She's
not a South African. Who's a South African? You know what it is? Her last name is
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Johannesburg. Yeah. So I always get it confused. Regardless, she'll show up for those Africans.
Absolutely. But again, there are none of these politicians have shown up for Stevie Jones. None of them have shown up. And again, I completely disagree with anyone who says that those shootings were unjustified. But again, this is the usual course for an A.G. Tong, the usual course for a Lamont or for a Chris Murphy. It is always to condemn the police. But when two black men are shot, these guys are nowhere to be found.
Do you know why? I think I know why.
Well, tell me, because there's another part of this that throws the whole thing off, Rozan, and it's the part that I can't get away from.
I think when we look economically at the class structure here in Connecticut versus Minneapolis or wherever those other people were shot at, people here invest a lot of money in their properties, in their homes, in their city governments. These people do not want to see their cities burned down. Even Hartford, as janky as it is, New Haven, I hear is janky. I don't remember ever being there. But even as janky as these towns may be, the people in Connecticut, nutmeggers, have invested so much money in this state, they don't want to see it burned down.
Yeah, but these people aren't going to burn it down.
But the politicians want so desperately. They got like this pick-me girl energy, like, we're pretty too, like, come look at us. But the people aren't playing the game. Like, we'll go so far, these people will go so far as to hold up signs and blow whistles. Mm-hmm. That is it. These people have no intestinal fortitude beyond that.
But you bring up a very, very good point, because remember all the people who showed up at the ICE facility in Hartford, right, on Main Street.
Purple hair,
a bunch of them, but children. A lot of them. They were so massive they had to be sort of, pepper sprayed in many events, and they were loud and they were obnoxious. But again, Stevie Jones, no such protest. Everard Walker, no such protest.
Right? Didn't that guy? They were going to have such a big protest. Was going to close down traffic, and like six people showed up.
Exactly right.
I don't think anybody cares about black people.
There you go. There you go. And here's where it gets wild. Can you believe it? Check this out. Try this on for size. There are 350,000 African Americans in the state of Connecticut. There's only 115 Hispanics or illegals in the state. 115, according to every published report.
1,000?
Okay, 115,000 compared to the 350,000 African Americans. So I'm asking the simple question. It's a simple math question. Why would a governor, an attorney general, and senators like Blumenthal show up?
And Willie Tong.
Yeah, and that's what I said, the attorney general. Why would they show up at a rally where ICE picked up this guy, Rehan, but not show up for Stevie Jones or for Everard Walker?
Because they're jumping on a bandwagon. These politicians are so intent on following the trend. They don't have any actual care behind it. Mm-hmm. This was popular 7 months ago over there. Yep. So now they're trying it here. Honey, it's dead.
Yeah, but my thing is the value of the black vote in Connecticut.
How many votes did Parumpapum get?
4,700.
4,700 votes is all it took to get him elected.
Sure did.
In Hartford.
Sure did. Trump did better than that.
Nobody cares about the black vote. Black people aren't voting. They're not.
I totally agree with you.
Who's voting? It was 4,700 illegals and like 4 white guys.
Whatever it was the power brokers. But I think it's a good point, is that here it is, like, they won't even, because remember, if Lamont had showed up for the Stevie Jones memorial with Al Sharpton, it would have made national attention because the governor would have been there.
Right.
They didn't even show up. Al Sharpton shows up at the governor's office to sit in his chair, that got national attention. And they still never made a statement about why Al Sharpton was in town.
Where was it that we were listening that they were offering homeless people cheeseburgers to vote?
New Haven.
What do you have to offer black folks to vote?
That was a black guy.
Right, but that's New Haven, like in Hartford. Like, what do they
I don't know.
want?
I don't know.
I do.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm
Don't
not
do
gonna
it.
say
Don't
it.
do it. Lori says those are paid protesters to travel. Travel to all protests with no connection to Connecticut. Just another paid gig. Couldn't agree more, Lori. You're right on point with that one. She also says, in my opinion, the polls show approval for these Ds because they are polling the illegal voters and the voter fraud participants.
And that's exactly what I said. You had 4,700 illegals and like 4 white guys vote for Parumpapum.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he got elected. Black folks aren't voting. Nutmeggers in general don't appear to be voting. I think even amongst the Democrat Party, voters have lost any and all faith in the political system here.
I think that's changing. I think that's going to change this year.
Well, yes, I think with you being here shining a light on the ugly, but I think prior to that, the reason why Willie is coming out for the Afghani and Ned Lamont, and you know what we didn't see was Loser. What's his name?
Lesser?
Yeah, that one. The only reason they showed up is because they're the only ones voting. They don't know yet.
Well,
What they do is they vote, and eventually they get themselves in and they weasel themselves into office. And now we've got some, crazy Islamic State. And next thing after that, we're gonna have freaking call to prayer towers all over.
I don't think we're going to get there yet. Not in Connecticut. It's too cold.
On it.
I want to read what
Minnesota?
Bad Street wrote. He says, and the dumbest politician who thinks he did a great job with this bill is Matt Lesser. He was. Bad Street, you are so on point because he is one of the first people talking about, this is a fantastic bill. We'll get into that in a little bit. In the next hour, we will. Because, again, nothing in this bill can be enforced. And the way they talked about it, they're putting out this pressure. We will pass this. New Jersey did the same thing. And Republicans there are laughing at the Democrat Party in New Jersey. They're going, you can't supersede this. The news media, everybody from the Connecticut Insider, from the Connecticut Mirror, they wrote the same thing. This bill does nothing. You guys put out a press release literally for a bucket of air. That's what this was.
It's kind of like agreeing that black health is a national health problem just for the sake of saying it.
Just saying it. Exactly. It was, look at us. We're fighting the man. You're not fighting anyone.
We say things black people like too. And then I keep coming back to that kid in Family Guy. That kid. Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to go through all of this. Also, we're going to tell you the behind-the-scenes story, because what do I tell you every time? This story behind the Afghan kid that's being detained. Yeah, the story is a lot uglier than Ned Lamont will lead you to believe.
It is. Oh.
And he's on there talking about the fact there's the DHS still won't release him. But, what I don't understand is, Lamont, if your people are going to post this, please, I wish... Okay, a little bit of advice.
I got him on video saying that this was a straight A student, an honor roll
Nobody
student,
cares.
Advanced academics, good boy.
Here's the thing, and I don't understand why you don't. We are in a state where everything, and when I say a state, I mean a place where every one of us can get the details of the nonsense you're spewing. Ned Lamont's post should have a community note on it. It should. Because he completely defies the facts on this young man. And he knows it. Or he's too stupid to figure it out. This Afghan boy has no right to be here, no matter what the paperwork said.
He's not a boy. He's 19. That is a legal adult male. That is a grown man.
Listen, he's over 30 years younger than me. He is a boy.
Listen... Fantastic. You keep calling him a boy, people are going to think of him as a child. He's not a child.
Okay.
He is the age of majority, beyond the age of majority, thereby making him a legal adult. He is fully capable and accountable for any and all actions that he takes as a legal adult.
All right, so when we get back, I'm going to show you this this post that Lamont put up. Here it is. Here, I mean, it's absolutely.
John Beckman wants to know what janky means.
I'll explain it. How does he not know what that means? I will break that down for you as well, John Beckman. Anyway, this is the post that Lamont put up. It's on the screen there if you're watching it. And again, it should have community notes, but it shows you exactly how lazy his office is because it gives you like the limited amount of information on the story. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Operating like a bunch of dimwits is not going to get you reelected. Also, speaking of being reelected, I understand. I'm not certain. Adam 12, please get a confirmation for me because I think you tried to. But I think we're going to have Josh Elliott on the show today. I think he's going to call in to talk about his allegation that the governor's office is threatening town councils with money. And I think that I think that Adam 12 has reached out to his camp and asked them to call in so that Josh Elliott could explain exactly what Dan Harr's reporting was about. Hopefully that'll join in. And also, I want to say we're going to have none other than Secretary of Education Linda McMahon calling in tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I'm very excited to have that. And I understand this is crazy, Rozan, but I'm technically being sent back to school by the secretary. Oh. Because her office said they're going to see how this interview goes, how well I do. And if it's good, then she will come back to the program.
I like
it. So technically, the Secretary of Education is testing me. And this will be my final grade.
How do you do on tests?
I'm usually good on the fly. I'm not good at studying.
Study. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. Don't study then.
I should just go in hot, right?
Yeah, I'll make sure you stay up late, drink too much chocolate milk. I might give you some butter pecan ice cream.
And cram and be ready for it, right?
No, you're going to go in blind. Surprise. That's it.
All right, let's take a break. John Silver's here with some news. We'll be back after this. It's Reese on the radio. All right, we're back. It's Reese on the radio. Welcome back, everyone. Rama says, hey, Linda was interviewed recently by Tyrus of Fox News. Granted, she's his old boss, but still, you'll be fine. I was trying to figure out, I was like, what did he mean by that? When she was at WWE, Tyrus used to be at WWE. I totally forgot that. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Tyrus.
Yeah, you're a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm. Tyrus and
Whom?
I'm drawing a blank on his name. I can see him. Harold Ford Jr.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you like the light-skinned brothers, don't you?
I like them light-skinned.
You like the light. Is mine too dark for you?
No, you're beautiful.
You sure?
You are beautiful.
Okay. I don't do any Michael Jackson skin lightening or anything like that, because both of those guys are what we call high yellow.
You know what? It's not about skin tone. It's about a position of power and authority. It's about
what?
True masculinity. It's about
Harold Ford Jr. You think is masculine?
I think Harold Ford Jr. is very intelligent, and that's one of the things I really like about him.
Yeah, I know. What's that term that you use?
Sapiosexual.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's what it is.
It's part of the reason you stick around.
Mm-hmm. Really, I kind of think of myself as just sort of like a nutty professor, just bumbling around with knowledge just based on stuff that I picked up along the way.
Interesting. I wonder what would happen if you studied.
What's that?
I wonder what would happen if you studied.
Yeah, maybe. Lori says that she loves Tyrus too. And Wendy says that she loves Roman Reigns. All day yummy. I don't know if you know who he is. You'd have to look at him, but he's very hairy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the hairy look.
Do we still want that on there?
What? Yes, I do. Of course, I still want that on there because I want to read it. This, again, what Rozan is pointing out, and rightfully so, is the tweet or post that Governor Lamont put up a couple of hours ago. And let me read what it writes here. It says a federal judge, what? A federal judge ordered options for this student's release. DHS Gov answers no. And he writes, a Cheshire high school student, his family, and a federal court all ignored. This is wrong. This is not how the rule of law works, and we won't accept it, he says. And I asked this question before. What are you going to do, Lamont? You're going to do nothing but complain about it. We won't stand for it. Yes, she looked him up, Wendy. She looked him up. You didn't hear the little outburst she just gave? She looked him up. I'm moving on here. Anyway, so what is Lamont not telling? What is he not saying here? I found this interesting because it's crazy. On this kid's case. Listen to this. He said a federal judge ordered options in his release. But here's the background on the young man, okay? The family entered the country on what's called a humanitarian parole back in October of 2024. This was a Biden-era program for Afghans. Now, parole, what does that mean? Temporary, discretionary permission to be here. It's not a green card. It's not asylum approval. It's not citizenship or a citizenship path. It expires. It also can be revoked. Now, his father, Zia, who's the interpreter that everyone's raving about, he gave his life for the country.
He volunteered.
Yes, exactly.
Was an interpreter.
He was arrested by ICE in July of 2025 during a routine check-in. He was held for 4 months. He was released only after a judge ordered a bond hearing. He's been in the system before. His son, Rehan, he's the 19-year-old. He was grabbed on April 6th of this year. He was driving with his uncle and his brother. ICE wasn't even looking for him. The agents were trying to rearrest his father. Ooh. They boxed in the car and they took Rehan. He's now in the same Plymouth, Massachusetts detention center his dad was in. The paperwork screw-up, which we found out yesterday. It says the online form, the I-94, initially showed parole expiring 1 year after October in October of 2025. Judge Vernon Oliver ruled that was erroneous. It should have been for 2 years, till October of 2026, this year. After the correction, ICE revoked the parole anyway and detained him. Rian was pending asylum and green card applications, but those don't protect him from removal while parole is revoked. The judge's order says he told ICE present options for release by Monday, April 14th. He did not order an immediate release, which is Lamont's tweet, what it's all about, that the judge said, produce why you're keeping him. He never said ordered his release. He just produced why you're keeping him. So they said, no, we're not producing him. Now, that isn't defying a court. DHS has the right of refusal on whether or not they're going to extend his parole into the state. Now, you and I talked about this, what was it, last Friday?
That all aliens are here at the leisure of the American government.
Right. And what did I say about this 19-year-old Afghan?
There was definitely something dirty, something that we are not being told about this person.
That's right. Okay? He entered the country legally. That is a fact. It's technically true, but deliberately misleading. Parole is a temporary favor. It's not legal immigrant status. You haven't been approved for permanent residency yet. Saying that you're following the process ignores the process and can still end in deportation, especially under the Trump administration for that matter. Because if they vet you and they find out something is untoward or something, you are out of here. But no one is talking about that. The federal judge ordered the release. That is a no. That is a no on Lamont's claims. The judge said, show me options. ICE is exercising its authority to detain during removal proceedings. Lamont wants you to think that DHS is lawless. In reality, ICE is enforcing the law. Lamont's sanctuary state in Connecticut is the one person who is cheering on the law breaking, which again, that's the whole problem with this. Is that Lamont is screaming, let us decide on whether or not the person should stay, not the federal government, even though it was the federal government who allowed him in the country in the first place. So you don't want to be able to say that, okay, he's here now, he's in our custody. They wish to ignore the supremacy clause in all of this. They're thinking, in essence, I'll put it this way, they think that this person is a resident of Connecticut and not the United States.
That's funny. Parole. Let's start with that word.
Yeah.
Parole. What is parole? When you think typically of parole, you think about a person who has been arrested or detained pending a criminal investigation. There's enough evidence to have had you arrested in the first place, and now you go in front of a judge, and the judge says, you know what, I think that this person is worthy of being able to come back. They're trustworthy enough, they'll reappear for their court hearing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to grant you a parole, but parole is when you get out of prison.
That's
apologies.
Right.
Parole when you get out of prison, and they're saying, listen, you're allowed to go be free now, but you still have certain stipulations and parameters. You have to report to this guy all the time.
Correct.
One small violation, and you go back to prison. Parole is a temporary status letting us know whether or not you are capable of handling the gift of freedom.
Exactly, or the responsibility therein.
Right. And so let's say, somebody's granted parole after having a long-term, drug trafficking problem, right? And now they've been in prison. Now they're out on parole, granted parole by a board of people. Now he's out in society. He's gone. He met with his PO. He's doing all the right things. He's got his little job. He's got his little place to live. And he gets pulled over for speeding.
Yep.
He's doing reckless speeding.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else is wrong. No drugs, no DUI, no underage girls in the car, no dead bodies in the trunk. Just reckless driving. I'm sorry to tell you, honey, that is a violation of the law. Mm-hmm. That violates your parole.
Indeed.
If your PO decides, your PO can now revoke parole, and guess what? You go back to prison. Parole is a luxury afforded you. It is not a right.
And what we're understanding here, and I think this is the part that no one wants to pay attention to, they're all looking at the surface argument made by William Tong or made by Governor Lamont in all of this by saying, but come on, you let him in. What's the big deal? I would suggest that the Biden administration under his parole was probably very lax in holding him accountable on what he may have been doing online, the people he was hanging out with, or seen around. The Trump administration comes in and goes, this guy's on parole. He comes from a volatile part of the world. And we've also had incidents with people who are from Afghanistan who have committed terrorist, or I would say reasonably terrorist types of offenses against the United States. And in looking into this kid and his stay here, he may be hanging out with the wrong people. He may be problematic.
And I want to know, too, what vetting was done, because we are learning we had people dangling from airplane wheels trying to get into this country. Okay. What vetting was done to ensure that this person was actually an interrogator for the United States military?
Yeah.
Do we have military service members who are willing to come forward and say, oh, yeah, we were with this guy. He helped us here. A lot of these guys who are deployed and they have their interpreters have photographs with their interpreters, because these guys were embedded. They became like members of the unit. So they were very close. We just haven't, I don't know. Is there anything like that we can be presented to show that this person was actually an interpreter? Because these people are also known for, and I keep saying the word, taqiyya. Taqiyya is when they are taught and trained. It is licensed in the Quran to lie and manipulate and get done whatever you need to advance Islam. So, we don't really know. And this is the other thing. We don't really know why these people are being arrested or detained. We don't know. Why?
No.
Because it's none of our GD business.
Right.
It's none of our business. If everybody in the entire country was alerted to why everybody was being arrested all the time, our phones would never stop freaking pinging. We'd just be inundated with...
But it's right. The thing that I don't understand, and this is, again, I go back to the Stevie Jones and the Everard Walker cases, right? Those things are what we call a cakewalk for federal and national attention by politicians of Lamont, Blumenthal, and Tong's stature. That if they were standing in solidarity with Mayor Arunin about that shooting, it would have gotten national attention. It would have platformed all four of those men nationally, helped them in their campaigns, but they never showed up. Police shootings are just easy. CNN would have been here with every camera on that story, but they never touched it. And then they get this story with the Afghan kid, and that's the one that draws in the governor of the state. It doesn't make sense to me.
And by the way, where is the national news media? Still not in Connecticut.
Nope.
Listen, they don't care about us. They don't care.
Yeah. And ain't nobody coming.
There's not enough black people. There's not enough Afghanis. There's not enough Somalis. They don't care about us. So stop trying. Just sit down and do your role. They say nobody puts baby in a corner. Connecticut's baby. We're in the corner. Just wait. Be patient.
It's an interesting thing to watch. And like I said, I'm looking at all of this data. And it's just interesting to see it, that there is no true interest in all of this when it comes to, just basing it off of who do these people really find more important?
They've already said it.
Chris Murphy did say it.
The most important people.
Yeah.
Illegal immigrants.
And
he doesn't care about the tax-paying nutmeggers. He doesn't care about the legacies that have lived in Connecticut for generations. He doesn't care about the young African Americans, the older African Americans. He doesn't care about Latinos. He cares about illegal immigrants as the most important people in the state. And everybody just kind of like, oh, yeah, we have to support them. We have to feel sorry. No, we don't. They have their own countries. They have their own homes. Their own governments didn't care enough about them to keep them. So why should we?
Check this out. This is the breakdown, just so you know. So these are press conferences of the incidents that involve African Americans in the state and the politicians in the state who have rallied behind the families of those people. Oh, you scared me. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I got this. Thank you. That was John Silva giving me the statement from Erin Stewart's camp, making sure I got it. Thank you, John. Anyway, so the breakdown here is how the politicians in the state have reacted to, let me wave to him. Hope he's, thank you. The politicians have responded to African-American issues in the state versus their response to illegals in the state. So this is the breakdown. Press conference and turnout as it relates to Everard Walker, and Stevie Jones. Dedicated family community pressers, vigils, and rallies. February, March 2026. Family spoke at Hartford Town Hall announced wrongful death lawsuits, multiple vigils, justice for rallies and rallies followed attendees, family activists, the NAACP community leaders. Al Sharpton's eulogy at Jones's funeral on March 26 with Ben Crump. Elected officials present, 0 prominent ones listed. No Blumenthal, no Murphy, no Lamont at those events. Mayor's events. Hartford Mayor Arunin held a press conference at Town Hall on the 28th, announcing that he fired the probationary officer in the Jones shooting. He also faced protests, including Walker's daughter, at the State of the City address. That was before he announced the firing. Governor's involvement. Ned Lamont met privately and briefly with Sharpton at Capitol after Jones's funeral. Not a press conference on the shootings, no joint statements or emergency sessions. Total elected turnout for the victims, effectively 1 public official across all events, and that was Mayor Arunin. Now, let's go to the ICE situation. August of 2025, Hartford press conference on abusive ICE tactics. Who was in attendance? Senator Richard Blumenthal, State Rep Corey Paris, and advocates. October 2025, Hamden press conference after ICE raid. State Senator Jorge Cabrera, local leaders condemning cooperation with ICE. April 10th, 2026, Capitol press conference on Cheshire High School student, who we just talked about. Governor Ned Lamont, Senator Blumenthal, A.G. Tong, and state reps were also in attendance. April 14th and 15th, responses to the DOJ lawsuit in Connecticut and New Haven sanctuary policies. Justin Elliker held a press conference, joint statements from Lamont, Tong, and Blumenthal. Officials defended the Trust Act and welcoming city orders. Ongoing Bloomberg forums in D.C. and Connecticut linked. So for March of 2025, multiple on DHS abusives. So here we have 5 different events with at least 9 public officials in Connecticut. On ICE, we have 1 on 2 police shootings where both victims ended up dead.
It didn't even talk about the incident here in Hartford.
Which one?
The hit and run.
Oh, right. That's right. The hit and run incident with ICE agents. No press conference, weirdly enough. Arunin.
Who was I talking to right before?
Oh, Matt Lesser. That's right. He was there for that. Matt Lesser was there. So, yeah, all of this lends itself exactly to the point that I've been making forever. Yes, they know who their priorities are. The numbers speak for themselves. And all you so-called black activists, you guys are looking like clowns because you outnumber the illegals in this state and the public officials who you are going to stand by. A lot of you, I ain't going to say no names, Corey Betts, are taking photographs with William Tong. Doesn't seem, I mean, I saw Corey Betts at the press conference with Reverend A.J. Johnson for Stevie Jones. I saw Corey Betts there. You were there for the photo op. But you're still photographed with A.G. Tong, and A.G. Tong didn't even show up to that thing. So, and not made any public statements about Stevie Jones at all. Why? I'll tell you why. Because every one of them still need the support of the Hartford police. They need the support of the state police because they ran those gentlemen into the ground so far. Also, we just heard that 5 officers walked off the job at Hartford.
Wow, really?
5 officers have walked off the job and said enough of this. So it's going to be a bloodbath. You can't afford to speak up. So you're not going to. So who are you going to leave in the arrears? And again, I would say to African Americans, boy, isn't it a time to show your stuff? Isn't it a time to show exactly what you're made of? They're not paying attention to you. They clearly don't care about what you think or how you feel or how you're made to feel in this state.
I think it's amazing that, it just goes back to what LBJ said. It doesn't matter what Democrats do. It doesn't matter who Democrats place above them. Black folks are going to keep voting Democrat.
Or they're not going to show up at all.
Right. That's the other thing. And that's the sad part too, right? I said it earlier, the only people who showed up to vote for Parumpa Pum Pum are illegals. 4,700 illegals and 4 white guys.
I don't know if that's true. Hold on. Let me see this. Okay. All right. Josh Elliott said he can't make it on today. He just sent me a text. He said he's slammed. I guess there's a session today. So we would have loved to have heard from him, but he can't make it today. That's okay. We'll get a statement somehow. Anyway, you know what? That's what I'll just do now. And during the break, I'll ask him to release a statement. You got somebody coming in? Okay. Looks like somebody is getting, I don't even, never mind. Let me see. I'm going to tell him during the break, or see if during the break he can get me a statement. Looks like something is going on. Let's see if Crystal is she coming in here? Come on. What are you trying to give me? Do you need to give me something? That door is heavy as hell. Did you need to give me something? No, I need to change. Oh, you need to change something. Okay. It's okay. You can come on in and do that. That's no big deal. Okay, so we'll send a text to Josh Elliott to see if we can get a statement on his claims that the governor's office is extorting towns around the state to support him or else. We'll get to that. We'll read Erin's official statement that she put out. Do I have time to now? Yeah, I got 2 minutes. Let me read it now. It's a statement from Mayor Erin Stewart. It says, former New Britain Mayor Erin Stewart's Republican gubernatorial candidate released the following statement in response to the release of a memorandum containing preliminary findings by an attorney retained by Mayor Bobby Sanchez, the new mayor of New Britain. Quote, obviously, timing the release of this memo to coincide with today's press conference shows this to be a political witch hunt we've known it to be. And it confirms that I'm the only Republican Ned Lamont and his minions are scared of. This is the latest Democrat attempt to discredit our record of success and deflect from their own abysmal record of failing the hardworking people of Connecticut. That's what Erin Stewart wrote on the report that says that someone in the mayor's office was allowing money to be some 18% of somebody's tax money was being, I guess, allowed to disappear, and other infractions as well. We'll read that report later on as well, and we'll wait for the second drop.
And I'll bite my tongue.
She was supposed to make an announcement today. Many people said that Erin Stewart's announcement was to, I guess, effectively announce her running mate. I got wind of this the day before yesterday, who he was going to be. But I don't know if that's going to be the statement. I just don't know. We're looking into it. We'll see, well, when she makes a release. I'm sure this did not help her in any way. This is one of those things that could railroad a campaign because it's saying that she allowed mismanagement in her office, and it's going to be scrutinized. So let's get to the top of the hour, or bottom of the hour news for that matter. John Silver's here. He's in the WTIC newsroom.
I want you to look at this picture.
We're back. Reese on the radio. Rozan on the radio is here. And now I can put down this Lamont beef right here on this little ridiculous thing. So I was waiting to do this later on, but I figured I have to do it now.
This can't be the current score.
Is that the current score?
Are they playing the Twins?
Yes.
Ooh.
What's the score?
Wow.
What's the score?
Well, Minnesota didn't even show up. It's 9-1.
9-1? Okay, this game's going to be over. What inning are we in?
Mid-7.
Okay, so we're about to be out of here soon. So roughly about 4 or 5 o'clock.
God,
4:30, we're going to be back on regular air.
Did they send the girls' high school
Baseball team?
to show
I don't know.
up? Like, good
I don't
grief.
know. So, Rozan, I told you last week when you got here, because I really had such a good time with you losing it about that young lady who said
The grass girl.
the girl who said that grass was racist.
Ugh.
And I thought about it and I said I would never ever lose an opportunity to bankroll on your, or at least make bank on you,
You
and
want to
what
exploit my hate.
I totally
Call it
do.
what it is.
That's right. So I come up with a new section for you, segment for you, I should say, on the show.
I hate you so much right now.
And I think it is perfect. I think it is perfect for you because it sounds like that from Achilles. Here it is again. Sorry, did it not work? I think I screwed it up. I think I may have. Hold on here. Yeah, it's there. Hold on.
I hate you so much right now.
So what is it recently that you have been hating on that was online? Because I know you go online and there are a lot of things that people, what was the last thing you posted about that got on your case that you got really, really upset about? Was it just the lawn being racist? Was that the last thing you posted about?
I think that's,
Are you sure?
I don't know, honestly.
sure?
There's so much.
I know.
It's just there's such a wealth of information
But
out there
you
for me
don't-
to despise and loathe.
You do this often, and you don't even post the story. You just post an actual comment about the thing. Let me see if I could go
I
on to
want people to do the research themselves. I
That's-
don't want to tell you what to think.
That makes sense.
This made me angry. I don't care what you think. Roseanne's angry. Now you go run with it.
Yes, this is exactly true. Okay, so you posted about Iran. Let me see. This is someone who was picked up by ICE. That was one that you wrote. This is European success story that breaks the narrative. You posted that. Yes. Oh, so the last thing was, so grass lawns are racist and built on white supremacy. Help me understand this thought process. That was one of the things you wrote about. This one I thought was funny. The need to argue semantics because the facts are beyond you, you wrote. This is another one. NBC begins that war against American troops, comparing the U.S. military to Nazis.
Yeah.
You were really upset about that.
Yeah.
And that, when did you see that? You saw it on a 5 or on?
It was on NBC.
On NBC.
Yeah.
And it was some of the people saying that what the military was doing.
They're comparing the United States military to World War I Nazi Germany.
Yeah. That was that was something
They
you don't
kept
like.
saying, well, we're only following orders. As soon as we start committing crimes,
Yeah.
I might substantiate that. But as it stands currently, and I love the ignorance of these college-educated, never been associated with the military idiots who say, well, they're breaking the law. They're following Donald Trump. They're so blind and just doing what they're told, and they should disobey illegal orders. We know that from day one in basic training. We are trained to disobey illegal orders. However, you have to understand that by the time an order has reached us, it has been through so many cycles of other people that are better qualified to determine whether or not it's a legal order
Wasn't
or
that a
not.
big deal? And I know they're going to. I'm asking you, but more rhetorically, I'm asking you this question. One of the biggest beefs that I remember growing up, and I spent a lot of time around guys from the VFW who were in Vietnam, and one of the things that has been the criticism of those who have fought in that war was that the United States government was feckless. It was also said about Iraq and Afghanistan in many cases that the higher ups were so concerned about the legality of things that it left people hanging out to dry and in some case shackled their ability to defend themselves, if not innocence, in so many cases, because there were so many bureaucrats trying to make sure that it didn't look a particular optic or following politics.
That's modern day
warfare. Right.
Under, I would say, probably last Bush and Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I enlisted at the end of Baby Bush, his last term.
Mm-hmm.
Then Obama came in. So
Right.
I remember being in training at Fort Sam Houston when Obama came in into office. It was all about winning the hearts and minds.
Yes.
It was all about hearts and minds. Everything has to look a certain way. It has to be perceived a certain way in order for everybody to be on board.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand the value of that. I can appreciate the value of it. However, when it comes down to reality, being realistic in the heat of combat.
In the fog of war.
Well, in not the fog of war. That's what happens after.
Mm-hmm.
In the heat of combat, when you are in the mess, when you are handcuffing service members. I mean, look at what happened in Somalia, Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
Right? They could not fire on the Somalis at all unless they were fired upon first. But look what happened to our service members. Look what happened to our helicopters, right? Because they were more concerned about the hearts and minds of not just the Somali people, but the American perception.
So
of what
that's
was
the
going
point
on.
that I'm making here, is that, you know, it was ridiculous for guys like Mark Kelly to make these claims about don't follow illegal orders.
But we already know.
Exactly,
and
because
here's the thing. It comes from the President of the
Right,
United States.
right.
It comes down this massive chain of command. And if you've never been in the military, you don't understand how massive the chain. You go onto your first duty, any duty station, your entire chain of command is on a wall. And you have to know every member of the chain of command by name and by appearance and by rank.
Right.
And that's just my unit. That's my upper echelon. Never mind by the time it's reached my platoon leader, my platoon sergeant, my team leader, it's been vetted so many times for illegality that if it's reaching me, the chances of it being illegal
Right.
are slim to none.
So that's my whole point. So what Elisa Slotkin and Mark Kelly are doing here is simplifying a far more complicated chain of command.
Right, as if the president looked at me and said, "You
Yeah.
go shoot that baby in the face right now." Oh, yes, sir. Like,
Yeah.
that's not how it works.
Yeah, and again, but that's the part about this thing that you don't. All you heard was what they said in the video they did, and then if knowing, and this is the sort of banking on the naivete of the average viewer of news.
Right.
They don't know because active military or anyone who's been in the military is seismically smaller than the rest of the population. That they know that a large quantity of people who are gathering that information know little to none about the chain of command inside the military.
Correct.
So when they see that, they see Mark Kelly, oh, he was in the military, he would know. So if he's saying that don't follow illegal orders, he must know that must happen in the military. But then you talk to someone who knows and you go, the president isn't talking directly to the troops and saying, you, like you just said, shoot that baby in the face. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't happen.
And that's the beauty of this. It's like, that's you know, it's so funny when we were having that discussion with the older woman at the No Kings rally. You know, I lovingly, responded to her by saying, this is my military correspondent. Because again, you lay it out there so simply. They took advantage of the naivete of the American people, Mark Kelly did.
You call it the naivete, I call it the ignorance. Because naivete is young, it's innocent. Ignorance is being aware that you don't know and still acting as if you do. Right? You just assume, well, I'm old and my dad served, so I know what's going on. Well, I thought I understood the military too when my dad served, when my first two husbands served, and then I joined the military and I was like, whoa, I had no idea.
Right.
So the ignorance and the audacity to follow through with such fervor on your ignorance and then expect everyone else to follow you. You know what I mean? You don't know. You can't look at a veteran. And what we were actually talking about was those 5 individuals that were stricken from
Advancement.
Brigadier General.
Right.
Right. That is a general officer. If you look at the reason why at least 3 of them were stricken, it had more to do with their attachment or involvement in controversial actions, right?
Like
one,
DEI or something?
No. One was removed because of their involvement or the role they played in the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Okay.
Right. There's another person wrote a paper that was controversial. I don't recall what it was. Some sort of politically controversial statement. Now, why does that matter? Because when you are being enlisted to the ranks of Brigadier General, a general officer, General George Washington, the guy who was president, when you are being enlisted or inducted into that rank, you have to be impeccable. You have to be flawless. But if you look at CNN or MSDNC or what's the other one, the NPR, you look at all of them, what they're posting, they're saying that 5 people, 3 blacks and 3 women, whatever, 2 women, whatever it was.
That was the overall theme.
That was their thing, is it's DEI, Donald Trump's attacking DEI. No, there are other reasons that unless you are privy to that individual's personnel file, which I can guarantee you're not,
right?
Unless you're privy to their file, you have no idea why they were actually stricken, and you're taking, well, somebody said that they heard someone say something about Donald Trump doing this.
Yeah, but there's surface issues here. There's the virtue signaling of surface issues. The only thing that these organizations that you point out cared about was that they were women or black, and they did not care about their merit.
Right.
And what it was
and
that,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they did. But again, it is.
It's a willful ignorance, and that's the difference.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's not naivete. It is a willful ignorance to assume that because CNN or NPR, NBC said it, it's got to be fact.
Well, I'm saying the naivete of the viewer of that information is not, when I say naivete, is that they do not understand.
I think it's a willful ignorance.
That may be true, but I'm saying, maybe I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, but let me finish my statement. What I'm saying is that what they are doing in receiving that information is not doing what they're supposed to. They are trusting the source as saying, oh, it was because they were black and women, not because there was something underlying.
They're not trusting the source. They're trusting a third party's perception or interpretation of a thing.
Right.
That's the problem. And it's funny because this does actually come full circle back to Connecticut. When you look at William Tong and Ned Lamont and all these idiots showing up for an illegal Afghani, right? They are believing that the public nutmeggers are going to say, oh, well, Ned said it, therefore it's fact.
Yeah.
Denying the fact that people are actually capable of looking these things up. Like anybody with Google, anybody with a smartphone, anybody with a dumb phone can look it up. You can phone a friend.
Yeah.
So this is all about willful ignorance and exploiting the willful ignorance of these people. And that, I use it all the time. Stelter?
Yeah, Brian Stelter.
Brian Stelter is on video saying,
don't do the
self-research, it can be really dangerous. So they've been educated not to look into these things. Just
such a good point.
So
you are dead right on that. It's like research is in a lot of ways. In fact, you inspired me to look it up because it's so true that you say that. Let me see if I can, maybe I can find, let me see, Brian, is it on IAN? Brian Stelter, let me see, there he is, Brian Stelter. Let me see, Stelter, and I've got to get there's a lot of videos I have Brian Stelter here. I didn't realize I had so many there. Is this him talking about, that's not it, yeah, I think this is it. Is this the one? Yeah, I'm almost certain this is the one.
I noticed, Brianna, we all live on our phones these days. We're all scrolling through social media. You've got to be careful at a delicate moment like this to look at the timestamps, look at the dates, look at when things are actually posted, and if they're really from the situation they're purporting to be. A lot of these algorithms are surfacing hours old or even days old content. So you might be looking at a video of something, wondering what's happening in LA. It's actually from 2 days ago. And that's, it only matters because it can give people a false impression of what's actually happening at a moment of unrest.
Yeah, and that was when he was talking about the LA riots, saying that, you cannot.
It's
don't
so
trust,
outdated. It was
yeah.
2 days ago. It's a lie. Yeah, but regardless, there is video of Brian Stelter saying that doing the investigating yourself or the research yourself is dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because now all of these people, you know what? There is a video of some reporter saying a word and then you hear every other person mimicking the same argument, saying the same word, but they're saying it wrong. The word everybody's saying wrong is hegemony. They're saying it's the hegemony. And I'm like, hegemony? What? And that's how you know these people aren't doing any research because rather than understanding where they're being misled, they're just blindly going along.
Yeah,
that's the perception they have about military personnel is that we're blindly following Donald Trump. Like
here it is.
Phrase, do your own research. It's popping up a lot in conversations about coronavirus and about COVID vaccines. Nicki Minaj used similar wording in that tweet this week, saying she was doing research. But this go it alone approach, doing your own research, it seems so innocent, but it can have serious consequences.
That's the point you're making. That's the solid point you're making. Is that the news media told us doing our own research could have consequences against us. It's wild. It is wild. And again, this case with the brigadier generals, all they saw was woman and black. And
it's brigadiers general.
Sorry, my apologies.
We are trained on these things. It's command sergeants major.
Yeah.
We learn these. The things that we learn that civilians don't understand, we understand a certain nuance that you do not.
Yeah.
Right? So again, by the time we have received an order, it has been vetted by hundreds of people, including commissioned officers, like 4-star generals, all the way down the ranks. Then it gets down to your colonels, your light colonels, your majors. All of these people are looking at it, right? All of these people have been trained in military history, in combat warfare, in combat legality. Like, these are things that they went to school for. This is how you become a commissioned officer. Right? And then it passes down through the ranks of the non-commissioned officers. Non-commissioned officers are called the backbone of the military because when our officers first come in, they depend very heavily on our non-commissioned officers. So by the time it's gotten all the way down to a Joe, right?
Yeah.
E5 and below. By the time it's gotten down to a Joe, it's been vetted so thoroughly that there's no room for illegality.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting that that's kind of where we were in this, and the ignoring of the nuance of the military because there's so many people who don't understand it, that they used. And the worst part is that no one would believe or wanted to believe that what Mark Kelly and what Elisa Slotkin were doing were nefarious, not just to Donald Trump, but to the American public.
We have this thing called esprit de corps in the military. Esprit de corps. It is the spirit of the corps. It is the morale. It is the covering the backside of your brother and sister in arms, like them or not, right? When you start messing with our morale, when you start turning soldier against soldier, we have problems.
Yeah.
And that's what this was designed to do. That's what all this DEI crap was designed to do. I can tell you when I was in, my infantry guys would tell you they don't care if there's a gay soldier among them. They don't care if you're gay. They don't care if you have a male husband or a male, you're married to a man or they don't care. Those aren't things we care about. I care that you've got my 6 and I've got yours.
Yeah, that is without a doubt. If you haven't, I know that many of you have. But I don't think I've ever been more jealous of a situation than when you want to go to the PX. I'm serious, because you can't. And I'll tell you why. And it's so true. You don't have to know the soldier. They are automatically your brother.
Right.
Or your sister, I guess, for that matter. But you're sort of brothers in arms. As soon as you see each other, the question is, what was your MOS? Where were you stationed? When did you go? When did you enlist? How long were you in? And there is this immediate, like the person you were with, if you are married to somebody and they are around you, and I'm sure many of you have seen it, you immediately start fading out of the picture. And I've never, like I said, I've never been so jealous. Why? Because it is an immediate camaraderie. Right? It is undeniably true that when you get around someone, the minute that you hear someone has been in the military or has a family member in the military, I cease to exist in that moment because you feel like you've gravitated.
I'm home.
Yeah, you're home. That's what I'm talking about. It's a weird thing. And I had to become, it was one of the few times in my life where I felt uncomfortable about myself. I was just like, I don't measure up. But I get it. I totally do, because you were like that, like when I was talking music with that woman, Amanda. You felt, she rolled her eyes. Boy, did she roll her eyes.
I never felt so threatened.
Yeah, because she and I both knew.
You had very obscure music tastes, and you were very much on par, and you enjoyed the same things. And I'm going, oh my God, I am so insufficient.
Yeah, and you were remembering every time you ever criticized. You remember every minute you criticized my music, and here was this other woman who appreciated my music, and you went, whoa. But no, I
totally felt
totally
like a hunchback troll. I really did.
But this is my point. I felt the same way. Hold on, let me do this thing real quick because it looks like somebody's calling on the line. I need to find out who that is. But that was, again, I know the feeling. You and I both have had that experience. But in the military, yours makes a lot more sense to me about how, again, I come from a military family, and I've had members of my family do it, but not to affect me in that way. It was my wife connecting with another man who was in the military, and it had nothing to do with, oh, he looks hot or anything like that. That was a brotherhood right then and there, instantaneous.
Yeah, I'll never forget. You put your arm around me and everything.
Yeah. But it was something that I understood more. And that point, it brings home the point you just said, that we do not care whether or not you're gay or straight or drag or whatever the case is.
Well, the drag thing, the transgender thing is weird because
that's another. But I totally get your point. Anyway, we got to get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here. He is at BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. We'll be back after this. That's right. That's Rozan. I'm telling you, I'm going to turn that into a great segment. So Roseanne's here, Reese is here, and look, whatever's going on in the chat room on Facebook, let me just say this, and just to nip it in the bud. No, do I care what you want to opine about in the Facebook chat? Absolutely. But if you are still moaning and groaning about the Pope versus Donald Trump, like, why would you ever be that silly?
We moved on.
Like, no one is paying attention to that story anymore. It was filler. And the worst part is like, who is the Pope, dude? Who is the Vatican? Nobody cared about them until Trump got involved with them. Like, it's like Trump makes things important to people. You don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I didn't care about this all year. And then Trump said something about it. It's all I care about. Stop it. You look corny. It looks mad corny. And I look at it, I was like, I cannot have any respect for people who do that. It's like Trump is the only person who turns you in an advocate for the thing he's talking about. It's the worst kind of troll.
Remember those old Bugs Bunny cartoons where Bugs Bunny would have a carrot at the end of a stick?
That's it.
That's what these people are. They're following around a carrot.
Yeah.
It's like hilarious.
All of a sudden, the most existential threat in the world is Trump
and
tweeted about the Pope. And it went, existential threat. Trump is the most powerful troll there is.
Phenomenal.
It's like whatever Trump said about it, like for some odd reason, it will explode in and of itself. Like, what the hell?
Well,
dude,
did you see that Donald Trump found a cure for cancer? It's Diet Coke.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Come on,
hold on.
Bob, get on that one.
The Wall Street Journal had to get checked at the press briefing today behind that dumbass question.
Me?
I'm not
Are you
kidding.
serious?
That dumbass question. They looked directly at what's her name? Caroline Levitt. And she said, the Wall Street Journal is going to have to figure out a sense of humor. Like, are you people seriously asking me that question here?
Well, if you watch the actual interview, you can see Donald Trump Jr. laughing.
Yeah, it's hilarity.
When that comment was made, like, they were laughing together, and people like this really think, hey, Bob, I know you're listening. Why don't you go look that up and let us know what you think about Trump curing cancer?
Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here. He's getting you home. He's in a BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
It was an attempt to get my attention. Why would we bother?
I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter.
Anyway, you said something before we came back. By the way, Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio on here at WTIC NewsTalk 1080. Rozan, you said something about the conversation between Dr. Mehmet Oz and Don Trump Jr. And Mehmet Oz was joking about Donald Trump talking about Diet Coke curing cancer. Mm-hmm. And then today, during the White House press briefing, the Wall Street Journal asked Caroline Leavitt about it, to which she kind of scoffed and said, like, are you people serious? Like, I can't take you seriously if you are going to be that person that asked that question. Like, everything Donald Trump's has to be held to some degree of scrutiny. Right. But something popped into my head as you talked about that. And this is exactly the whole Bob thing that's going on online about Donald Trump posting this this AI-generated meme on Truth Social. If I'm to talk to people on the left who cannot stand Donald Trump and cannot stand MAGA or MAGA folks, those of you who found reason to, let's just say, found a way, I should say, to reason with the murder of Charlie Kirk by saying things like, well, he said this, that, or the third. Even though I didn't wish death upon him, he didn't deserve that, but are failing to answer the question, then what did he deserve? Mm-hmm. But don't have a problem with that kind of violence. When they say violence against a TPUSA reporter, just was reported on yesterday, who was shoved by a grown man. She is a short Asian Hispanic woman.
From the back.
Pushed from the back by a man twice her size. No one says a word because why? Because she had the audacity to be supporting Donald Trump. So with that, I want to go back in the annals of history and remember the day when Donald Trump was alleged to have said during the COVID crisis, don't drink bleach. Remember, all of them were screaming about that? Donald Trump told them to drink bleach. I've got a question for you. With everything I just mentioned, why were you so concerned that Donald Trump said don't drink bleach? Anyone who didn't support Donald Trump thinks he's a liar and a thief.
You should have drank the bleach, you
That's
hypocrites.
Right. No. Everyone who thinks that Donald Trump is a crook, a thief, a liar, and a ne'er-do-well, they should have said, listen to him. Shouldn't they have?
Eat some Tide Pods while
Right,
you're at
yeah,
it.
exactly. Why were they so concerned about, he told people, because you're worried that Donald Trump will say something and people will follow. But my question is, who did you think would follow? It had to have only been MAGA folks, right? And
isn't that what they'd want? They'd want us all dead?
Exactly. Wouldn't that thin the herd?
You would think.
Wouldn't people who drank bleach, who ended up in the ICU or far worse, would turn around and go, oh my God, Donald Trump's trying to kill me. And then he would join your ranks. Wouldn't it have been good for you if they had listened to Donald Trump?
Well, I think the problem is since they do everything opposite of what Trump says, and Trump says don't drink bleach, I think the media was afraid that Democrat supporters would say, he said don't drink bleach. We need to drink the bleach.
Right.
And so they were trying to protect their own
That's possibly true.
Viewership.
That's possibly
we'll be
true.
Nice and use that word.
But the bottom line is that they are concerned about Donald Trump for exactly the reason we are talking about, is that they know deep down inside that Donald Trump does have influence.
Deep down inside? Are you kidding me? It's on the surface. This man could fart and geopolitics would shift.
That's the thing. They're giving that's the tell. Their outrage about everything Donald Trump does is the tell, because they know in him saying it, there are people who will respond positively to it. And they are concerned about you responding positive to it. These people like Bob or Dot, they don't care about Jesus Christ. They don't follow faith, and they hate the Catholic Church. How do I know? There's evidence of it everywhere.
Yes, there is.
They can't stand the Catholic Church. Wendy is in the chat room right now talking about child molestation in the Catholic Church. And do you want to know what Bob's response to it is? Yeah, but. destroying the lives of children. His response to that and Donald Trump's meme is, yeah, but. But then again, Bob isn't confusing us. Bob supports the party of child mutilation. He supports the party of abortion in the late months. That's why.
Bob is doing exactly what the media told him, what the liberal Democrat media has trained him to do. He's doing exactly what Lyndon Baines Johnson taught him to do.
Oh, he's not black, he says. He finally revealed he's not a black guy.
Well, listen, he's still
he's worse than a black liberal. He's a white one.
Oh, that's even worse. Well,
they're more dangerous, as Malcolm X once said.
They are. God forbid.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, this is so frustrating.
No, it isn't.
It's so frustrating because rather than, all he's saying is, but Trump did this, but Trump did that.
Because that's far more important than any other crime in history.
He could watch Swalwell do all the things he's alleged to have done.
Yeah.
And still say, yeah, but Trump did it first, allegedly. You have no evidence. They have no evidence to substantiate any of the allegations against Donald Trump. There is video of Democrats doing it, and yeah, but Trump did it first. How do you know? Well, because CNN said it, so it's got to be true.
But this is so cookie cutter liberal in the era of Trump. You can't help but laugh at it because that's why I don't take any of it seriously. Here it is. I'm going to give you an example of this. And my good friend Don, and I say it's a good friend because I'm an honest friend, Donald. I'm an honest friend. He asked me this question There's
no such thing as reverse discrimination, you moron. Discrimination is discrimination.
It's just discrimination. Reverse discrimination means
I like you.
Yes.
You idiot. God.
It's like you did an entire 360 on me.
Yes.
That means I'm right back in the same place.
Exactly. God, these people are stupid. That's that white liberalism.
Yes.
They don't even know how stupid they sound.
Yeah.
Reverse discrimination. You did it backwards, which means you liked me. How dare you be tolerant and acceptant? Play my theme song. This is my new theme song. This is today's.
I hate you so much right now.
If you are going to be an ignorant idiot, at least have some foundation based in something that resembles a fact, please.
Let me get to this thing. So again, being a good friend, he writes this because earlier we were talking about the immigration issue as it pertained to the Afghan.
I'm still angry.
The Afghan boy.
I'm not with you right now, but continue.
But he writes this, Donald asked me, he goes, Reese, do you hate immigrants? I'm an immigrant. Do you hate me? And
Did you get here illegally?
I said,
sorry.
I said, Negro, you hate my country. You said that to me publicly. You hate this country. You are here and you're a legal immigrant. And in fact, you've profited living in this country. Why? Because you own a home. You sent your children to college. You have
Ivy League schools, right?
I don't know if I think one at least has got a master's, if not two of them. But the bottom line is that you came into this country and you benefited from it, and then you still didn't find enough love in it to at least respect it. You hate this country for whatever reason it is. Won't go back to your own, but you hate this country. And then have the audacity to ask me if I hate immigrants. No, sir. Immigrants are not my issue. As long as you are doing things legally, you're taking care of your family and what you're doing, there's no reason for me to hate you.
Sucking off the government.
Exactly. If you are sucking off the tea to this country and don't have enough respect to at least work hard enough to become a citizen or learn the language, no, I don't particularly like you. And some of you who commit very heinous crimes against us, yes, I do hate you. And I don't have a problem with using the word hate. I know a lot of people say, that's a strong word. Good, because I feel strongly about it. And these bozos don't get that.
It's not immigrants that I dislike, right? I know tons of immigrants. In fact, my little circle of friends when I was in the military, one girl's from Mexico, one was from Nigeria, and the other one was from PR. Even though PR is not technically, another country, very different cultural lifestyle, right? So my little friend group was very diverse. I don't hate immigrants. I don't dislike immigrants. What I hate is illegal immigrants. I hate when people think that just because they showed up, they're entitled to something of which they've not earned. I'm a United States veteran. I'm the child of veterans. I'm the former spouse of veterans. Not once have I ever gone to my government and said, I don't feel like working anymore. Give me some welfare and a free house. Not ever. If anybody has earned it, it's me. In fact, my child is going into the military. Every single generation in my line of existence has served in the United States military. If anybody has earned an opportunity or even the slightest, what's the word I'm looking for, entitlement to government benefits, it would be me.
And that's another part about this that bothers me. And you're now into the immigrant thing. I don't see, and I have yet to see lately, any of the people who have been benefiting from the government, be it local here, Ned Lamont, or federally under Joseph R. Biden, who gave these folks tens of thousands of dollars and free room and board.
And free airplane tickets.
Whatever the case was. Yeah. And not one of them have turned around and said, morally, I don't feel right knowing that there are people in this country who sleep on the street who served in the military. Or there are people who have lived in this country who have had a hard way to go, and it's not fair for me to receive this money having no sweat equity in this country. Not one person has had the morality to say, no, thank you, federal government. I only wanted to get here so I could work hard, so I could take care of me and mine. These people took all of that money willingly and never once said, and I quote, thank you. Never once. So don't tell me about, do you hate immigrants? I hate grifters. I hate shiftlers. I hate people who take advantage. So when you can tell me, and again, I'm being told every day that I have to be gracious, that I have to show gratitude in my regular life, and I do. I get on my knees every day and I say, thank you, Lord, for the opportunities that I have. Thank you, Lord, for having a beautiful wife who cares about me. Thank you, Lord, for having friends and people who listen to this show and have shown me support. I am thankful. Thank you for Pastor Todd. Thank you for everything his congregation has done for me and made me feel like a member of a community. I do that every day. These folks and those who support them never once have told the rest of us who foot the bill, thank you. So you think that anybody here has got an opportunity to hate or has had a right to hate? Yes, we have earned it. In fact, we've earned it in droves. We have been taxed into hating it.
We put the sweat and blood equity into it.
That's the point.
I think that's exactly. And do I hate immigrants? No, love immigrants. I think immigrants are phenomenal. In fact, I can say hello, thank you, and goodbye in 13 languages because I think immigrants are amazing. Don't come to my country illegally. Refuse to learn the language. Refuse to adapt to the culture. Obtain government funding. And then act like I should now bend over backwards and wear a hijab and pray to Allah. That's just not happening. You're in America, honey. Learn to be an American or go home. And by the way, if you want to know, if you're so upset about the United States being so racist, I think Iran is open for taking people. I think Syria is open. Lebanon is open. Egypt is open. You can go to any one of those countries that are far less westernized and far less capitalistic, and feel free to go there and let me know how that works out for you.
Agreed.
You hate my country so much, please feel free to leave. In fact, give me a call. I will put your airline ticket on my credit card. I will help you get the heck out of here.
Let me just say this. When people have publicly, you know what, it's not even worth going to. All I can say is at this particular point, Marie, by the way, Marie S., she says, oh my God, I love you both so much.
That's
you
Marie.
guys are so good. Is that my Marie?
My Marie.
No, it's my Marie.
My caca.
Yeah, okay.
It's my cousin.
Hey, Marie, we love you.
Oh my gosh, hey girl. Okay.
And yes, I got you, Wendy. We have to go to a break. I promise I'm going to get you in a second. So Wendy's already calling in. She wants to go on. Do I have time yet? Before we get, yeah, we have time. Yeah. No, I don't, because I have less than a minute. Game's over? Okay, yeah. Well, we still got to get to weather and traffic. So, Wendy, stay on a hold, and I'll get you at the top of the break in a second. Donald, don't be mad at me. I didn't say anything untoward. I didn't say anything disrespectful.
I didn't say anything I wouldn't say to your face.
Exactly. The whole thing is like, don't tell me that I hate you. Of course I don't hate you. You know that. I call the man regularly.
Yes, you do. It's annoying.
And I'm the only one who answers. What do I do when I finish the phone call with Donald? Hey, brother, love you.
Sure
What does he say? He goes, yeah, what's up, Amon? It's not even, no reciprocity at all. None at all. It's insanity. I love all my people. People who agree with me, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
That's
not true. Oh, Sam likes your hat.
I know, he's the one who gave it to me. Anyway, we'll take a break. Mark Christopher is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, and then we'll be back on the regular radio when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
Here, if you're traveling on the eastbound side of I-84, seeing delays now about a half mile before 46th Avenue to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling into Middletown 9 northbound, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound delays 19 to 17 in Meriden. If you are traveling on the northbound side of Route 8 right on the Naugatuck Waterbury line, and that's between exit 29 and 30C. There remains of an accident on the right shoulder there, so delays behind that, all rubbernecking at this point. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, slowing 17 to 18 in the Waterbury. 84 eastbound, again, sluggish, 26 in Chester down to the 691 interchange. And westbound 84, slowing by 25 in Waterbury. Again, 84 westbound tight, 22 to the Mixmaster. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine, breezy and very warm the rest of today. High 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. There'll be a thunderstorm or two across the area this afternoon and early tonight. Storms could produce localized damaging wind gusts and drenching downpours that can lead to ponding on roadways. For the rest of tonight, mostly cloudy, low 62. Very warm again tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sun, high 89. Tomorrow's record is 92 from 2012. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low again 62. It'll stay warm on Friday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There'll be a thunderstorm over the area in the afternoon and evening. Any storm can bring gusty winds and ponding on roadways. High Friday, 78. Still the warm side as we start the weekend on Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a high of 71. Much cooler on Sunday with clouds and showers and a high of 58. Colder weather moving into the area Sunday night as temperatures drop into the 30s. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll have the WTIC Weather Center forecast coming up. New Britain tax collector Cheryl Blogoslawski has been fired as the city released results of its investigation into the department. It finds improper backdating of tax payments and mishandling of cash receipts under the administration of the former mayor, who is now a gubernatorial candidate. Man is dead in Waterbury. Police are investigating. They got the call about 10 this morning. 61-year-old was unresponsive in an apartment on West Liberty Street and later pronounced dead. Some Iran-linked or sanctioned vessels that have left the Persian Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz have stopped or turned around. They appear to have jammed or faked their locations in some instances, complicating an uncertain and risky shipping situation. Meantime, some possible movement in attempts to end the war.
Mediators are moving closer to extending the ceasefire between the United States and Iran and restarting negotiations to salvage the fragile truce before it expires next week. The U.S. blockade on Iranian ports and renewed Iranian threats have imperiled the week-old agreement, but regional officials say they are making progress and says that the United States and Iran have an in-principle agreement to extend it to allow for more diplomacy. Whether the ceasefire would hold is unclear as the U.S. presses ahead with its blockade. Iranian state media is reporting that the commander of Iran's Joint Military Command has warned that Iran would completely block exports and imports across the Persian Gulf region, the Sea of Oman, and the Red Sea if the United States does not lift its blockade on Iranian ports. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Hartford police investigating after they say an apparent pipe bomb was found in a vacated apartment. They were called a little after 1 to 127 Willis Street, where they made the find. The building was evacuated. They say they were able to make the device safe and no injuries were reported. Major League Baseball is celebrating Jackie Robinson Day with every player, coach, and umpire wearing his number 42 to mark 79 years of the infielder breaking the sports color barrier. Robinson debuted for the Brooklyn Dodgers on this date in 1947. He went on to win Rookie of the Year honors that year, became a six-time All-Star, and was the 1949 NL MVP. Robinson played in 6 World Series, won his only championship with the Dodgers in 1955. On Wall Street, the Dow lost 72 points today. The Nasdaq gained 376, and the S&P was up 55. Red Sox salvaged the last game of a 3-game series with the Twins, beating Minnesota 9-5. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. It's time. We're about to go to springtime, and the spring sales event could get you 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And Serta Pro, those folks are awesome. They're independently owned and operated right here in our community. They did my kitchen. They were there on time. The estimate was excellent, and they did, by the way, a great job. Serta Pro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. legacybox.com/radio.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. It's Reese on the radio. Wow, it sounds different now with this audio change up. Being back here. So, yeah, it was predicted. I think Erin Stewart did make the announcement. The guy that she was announcing for her lieutenant governor, I got the word on it about 2 days ago. In fact, I think I sent it. I want to check here to make sure I did. Yep, it was. Yep, sure was. I sent it to, I think his name is Tim Ackert of Coventry is going to be her running mate. And this was, what's today, Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, I sent this to Mark in West Hartford on Monday, so I had word of this ahead of schedule. So yeah, that's what she announced today. It's hard for me to assume that the release of this document or the release of this information was towards Tim Eckert's announcement. I don't see that in any way. Maybe I'm confused. I follow politics for a long time, and this is, if you are out to crush a campaign, you don't
do it like a Swalwell.
Yeah, exactly. You don't do it like that. So whoever it is, and if it's the mayor of New Britain, the current mayor of New Britain is trying to attack Erin Stewart's campaign in any way, this is weak sauce by comparison. One, if I was going to do it, if I had to attack an opponent in that way, let's say I'm a part of the apparatus, I don't use terms like the former mayor, right? Or,
I'm dropping
former
dimes,
administration.
baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm dropping
like
dimes.
I'm saying that this person is saying or alleging in their testimony that it was, that whole nonsense is nonsense in that sense, in a way of sort of retaliating against someone. Also, Lamont's camp is not this smart either. I'm sorry. I don't say it to be dismissive of the Lamont campaign. They are not.
I don't think they're focused on anything but themselves.
Very true. That is very true.
Ned Lamont has been in office, what? I don't know how long. But,
2019.
But he's comfortable. And the people in Connecticut, I mean, this is a very strong single-party state. So I think everybody's, in his camp is pretty confident that he's got nothing to worry about. Because when was the last time Connecticut had a Republican?
At least from a Republican, yes, that's true.
Right. So
you're right. I don't think there's a
bit
huge concern.
far-fetched.
Yeah. I think you're on point with that. Like I said, but it's only part one of this report.
I know.
So we'll see what the part two is.
Well, there's that other lawsuit too, right? That
but that's a defamation suit. I don't know what's going to. I think Erin Stewart is trying to bar any communications that are going to be or would be released up from her campaign.
It's not her
she's
campaign.
trying to get. Sorry.
It's not about our campaign.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. Anyway, let's get another check of weather and traffic. Then we'll get to Wendy's phone call. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Eventually.
Reese,
there he is.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading into the Hartford area right now and you are on the eastbound side of 84, you're going to see slow traffic now approaching 46 into the tunnel. Westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. 91 southbound slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, some slow traffic 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. 2 westbounds a little slow as you merge at 84 West and East Hartford. Heading into Middletown, 9 northbound slowing approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury tight 17 to 18. Again, some slow traffic from 26 down to the 691 interchange. And we have the remains of an accident on the right shoulder, and that is Route 8 northbound on the Naugatuck-Waterbury line between 29 and 30C. Just look for a little bit of rubbernecking delay with that. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
6 o'clock, sun the rest of today. Breezy and very warm with a high of 86. In some areas, a shower and thunderstorm, but there will be a heavy thunderstorm in parts of the area this evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Another very warm day coming up tomorrow. Mixture of clouds and sunshine, high 89, just shy of the record of 92. We'll stay warm Friday, clouds, some sun. There could be a heavy thunderstorm Friday afternoon with the high of 78. It's currently 85 in Farmington. It's 83 in Bristol and 82 degrees at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC News Talk 1080. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now.
Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was "Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican," a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. On May 7th, WTIC is sponsored by AARP Connecticut.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's get to the phones. She is chomping at the bit because she's in the chat room screaming and hollering. What's going on, Wendy? Wendy's calling from Newtown. Hey, you.
Hey, Reese, how are you?
I'm good.
So, just going to make short and sweet. Bob, if you're a true Catholic, if you really are, then you need to call out the Democrats for all the transgender crap, for all the abortion stuff. I used to be a Democrat. okay? But when they started going beyond my belief, that's when I stopped. And I did vote for Trump. I don't agree with everything that man says. He says things that I'm like, oh, my God, did he just say that? But at the end of the day, he stands for what I believe in. So I've gotten so much hate. Do you know how many people have said to me, you're Hispanic and you're all about ICE? I said, absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you why. If my mother came here from Costa Rica at 18 years old with $200 in her pocket, not one relative, okay, she was an RN nurse in Costa Rica, came here, got a job as a waitress, went to night school, learned English, in the process did all the stuff for citizenship, learned English, went back to college and got her CNA, then became an RN. If my mom could do that, there's no excuse. If you've been here more than 2 years and you haven't started the process, you need to go. I'm sorry. And this is coming from someone who is Hispanic, but I see things the way the law is. If I go to Costa Rica right now and I'm not a citizen, there's consequences.
Yep.
So why is it different here?
Yep.
So, I hate when people sit there and say, how could you be against them? That's so wrong. You're breaking the law. I don't care where you're coming from. And I understand some of these people are hard workers. Okay, so then let's do it the right way.
Yeah.
If my mom can do it, do it.
Yeah, I don't even see the argument about because they're hard workers. I've never heard a defense of breaking the law, but he works hard. Well, so do bank robbers. I mean, the way that they crack those safes, that takes hard work.
That's a skill set.
It's a skill set many of us don't have. But it's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard.
Like, I'm sorry. I have a mom who did it on her own. She had no one's help. There's no excuse. There's so many more resources now than there was when she came here in the 50s.
Yeah, good point.
There's no excuse.
Right, she didn't have
is no excuse.
She didn't have the advantage of the internet.
NGOs.
She didn't have NGOs,
Nothing.
organizations to help her. You know, the crazy part. You said that guy's a hard worker, but you know what? You want to know why your mom's an even harder worker? Because she didn't stop working hard when it came to getting her citizenship. That's what. It's always funny how these people are hard workers, but for some odd reason, they furlough said hard work when it comes to the importance of becoming a citizen of the United States. For that point, they get lazy.
It's crazy to me seeing these people fight ICE. This is their job. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I just feel what has happened to society, and I'm sorry, but it's people like Bob that make it so much harder because you're sitting here picking and choosing things, but are you really a Catholic? Because if you really were, then you would be outraged with what the left has done.
Yeah, I don't think that, again, as I expressed earlier, their outrage is selective to meet their own demands.
Curated.
Yeah, it's
they were
exactly
told what to be angry
exactly.
about.
And it's like when you can see if you're screaming and pulling out your hair about an AI image of Trump as a deity being posted on his Truth Social, yet go look at the abuses of members of this and then say, yeah, but. And you weigh the two of those things and say, which is more important? And you go, but Trump. I'm like, the argument's over. It just is.
It's mind-boggling to me. And it's just like, I get a lot of, trust me, I get a lot from people like, how could you? I mean, my ex-husband was Bob. That's exactly how, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm a Catholic, and I stopped going to church when the priest in the Vatican was sitting here saying, hey, it's okay. God loves everybody, so it's okay if you're gay. Like, listen, I don't care what your lifestyle is. I respect everyone. I treat everyone equally, but I have my morals, and I would like people to respect that. Just like I may respect that, they might think that it's okay to be transgender. That's fine. But respect my morals and values, too. Don't
it's got to be right. It's got to be a turnaround. It's got to be equal turnaround.
I think the only way your morals and values will be accepted is if you're wearing, like, a full hijab and, all we can see are your eyes. Other than that, nobody cares. Only Muslims are allowed to.
Yeah, then you're in the oppression hierarchy.
Right.
Because then your religious beliefs will be respected, so to speak.
Right. Everybody else.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And these people that are like losing sleep over this picture. If I'm worried about everything that people said about me or done, you know how many times I've been called racial slurs?
I know.
Care.
I know,
I
Wendy.
don't care.
Yeah,
I
well, try
don't.
being
I truly
mis.
don't.
Try being race.
Racialized?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try having them call you the wrong racial slur.
Oh, I have. I had. My mother-in-law used to say she would call ice on me. I'm like, oh my God. First of all, I was born here. Secondly, my dad's Puerto Rican. My mom's Costa Rican. Is an American citizen. So, listen, if I'm worried about what people said, if I sat there and said, oh my God, this person said this racial, like, really, like, let it go. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but
think
if we worry.
The biggest problem with these liberal Democrats is they are more worried about words than actions.
Deeds mean nothing to them.
You could be beaten about the head, neck, and chest area with a baseball bat by your spouse, but if you use something that they feel is offensive, a word, the more egregious crime to them is the word, not the fact that the word you used against the person beating you, not the fact that you had the crap beat out of you.
Actually, if you were being beaten and battered by your husband while you were wearing a Make America Great Again hat, that would be the infraction that you deserve the beating for.
These people,
I agree.
People have no logic. They have no foundation. They are being led around like blind little sheep. This is the word. This is the buzzword today, guys. We're not liking this. And they all, like, what is those
fall
birds?
in line.
There are these birds that, you know, they fly in these big, huge swoops. And, you know, and that's all they do is they have no idea.
Go ahead, Wendy. Last word.
It's crazy. I mean, like I said, I just think that people just need to kind of relax.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to say outrageous things. It happens, but it's all politicians. I hate when people say, well, Trump. Well, let's talk about Democrats when they say, oh, the Epstein files. Who's the most pictured president with Epstein right now?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that. Nobody.
Because he was a former president. He has no power and he has no legitimacy because he's no longer president. And that to them is the only thing they want is the current commander in chief because, again, to them, it's an opportunity to get rid of him. But that's what that's about. Wendy, as always, thank you.
Thank you.
You got
Have
it.
a good day, guys.
You too. Bye-bye. Hey, the poet laureate is here. What's going on, Fred in Middletown?
Hey, Will, I'm calling on radio housekeeping shop talk business. What it is, I got a fact check mark from West Hartford.
What did he say?
Now that you're really dragging William Not Cool Tongs through the mud like Sir William Raleigh's coat, he misspoke. He said that Tong goes on with all the white hosts, and he mentioned Gary Byron, Lee Elsey, Brian Shackman, Vinnie Penn. He's actually banned on the Vinnie Penn show.
Is he?
Yes. That's a goof, but here's what it is. A year ago or so, remember some pastor was grooming kids and Veritas spat it?
Oh, yeah, the one that I went down. Yeah, I went down to the church and got an exclusive interview with him.
Right. Well, at that point, Penn invited Tong on, and he ghosted him. And his PR person, who Vinnie Penn knew for 25 years, ghosted him too.
Wow!
It's like, say, no, I only want to go on friendly, But so he was like, and now he's just totally anti-Tong. Let me do Vinnie Penn doing.
Oh no, I know, Vinnie. He and I have spoken. In fact, I'm almost certain I have a cell phone number. Yeah,
well, right. Let me give you his impersonation of William Tong. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. Okay. Mockery is one of our last and greatest weapons. Thank you.
You got it, Fred. Brilliantly done, as always. I'm going to sue you.
Good luck, everybody.
That's what he is. He's a sue magnet. That's who he is. And then when he gets sued, he's always so surprised. This is baseless. This is baseless.
It was offensive. It was reverse racism, right? I don't know. Is it racist against Asians or is it reversed racist against Asians?
I don't know. Binary.
I was under the impression that racist meant selective by race.
Yeah, exactly.
But doing it in the other, like reversing it, you're not doing it. But I don't know. Man, now I'm angry again.
Let me see. Okay, I don't know if anybody else is here. Sparky says Lamont needs to put on his big boy pants and not a man skirt. I thought that was good. Rama says, I'm with Rozan. Harold Ford Jr. is a gentleman. He makes the 5 more tolerable.
I love him.
Really, he is the most. He is so
Whatever.
boring.
He's so beautiful.
I love it when Jessica Tarlov is on.
I freaking hate Jessica.
Because they are going to bash her.
You know
I love it
why?
when Greg goes after her.
Do you know why I hate Jessica? And this
Why?
is complete, open, vulnerable honesty.
Okay.
Jessica reminds me of who I used to be.
Really?
It didn't matter.
Really?
It didn't matter what evidence you showed me. I had an excuse because the polls said, or because we're more educated, we know better.
That is okay. You know what? That's an
fracking
honest
hate
admission.
her. I fracking hate her.
Yeah, I know you do.
She gets on my last flippin' nerve. I would rather listen to Britney Spears music than sit and listen to Jessica Tarlov. And you know how I feel about Britney Spears.
Yeah, she.
Shove pencils in my ears.
I remember the first time I was hosting, I was DJing an event at Rebos.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's dancing, having a good time. And I put on Toxic by Britney Spears. And I say over the microphone, "Free Britney." And all the women there turned around and looked at me and groaned at me. Boo. What's all this hate for Britney Spears?
That's how she sounds. That's how she sounds.
People love. By the way, anytime I ever talk about Britney Spears, it's just like I'm talking about Taylor Swift. It's absolute put on.
At least Taylor has talent.
That's true.
She's talented. Britney, God.
It's
Jessica, Brittany, like, come on. I'm seeing a pattern.
They're all blonde? Yeah.
Well, Jessica's not, but.
Yes. So. You don't listen to any of that music anymore.
No.
Except you don't even listen to Christina Aguilera anymore.
I don't really listen to music anymore.
This is true.
It's trash now.
That is interesting.
It's all trash.
Anyway, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I've still got some news stories I need to talk about. I did not, as I promised yesterday I would today. We're going to talk about the Biden DOJ and what they were doing to anti-abortion groups and how they were manipulating the system. I hear these people talk about judges all the time on the left. Well, the judge said this and the judge blocked this. Yeah, a lot of chicanery going on here. I want to talk about that because there should be prosecutions of all of this. And Todd Blanche was on Brian Kilmeade 2 days ago, if not yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday. And he was questioned by Brian Kilmeade about, what are we going to see about these stories? That clearly we're seeing a violation of federal law, just basic law. Is there going to be any prosecutions? And Todd Blanche's response was, in due time, this is a process. And I'll admit that. I know a lot of you say this as well. It's like, what am I going to say to people in handcuffs? I want perp walks. I don't want to see perp walks and acquittals. That's the way I look at it. I want perp walks and convictions.
Take your time.
Yeah,
Make
it's
stick.
like this has got to be, as my mother would say, and as Roland's mother used to say, I want for old and new. That's what I want. I want every one of those prosecutions for old and new. Do you know that we're still not done with Fannie Willis? Do you know we're still not done with her?
Do tell.
Oh, we're finding out that she got a $2 million grant for her office. That was a no-bid contract from the Biden administration, which many people are alleging was the sort of give and go.
Was this before or
This
after
was
the White House visit?
It was roughly around the White House visit that this was all a quid pro quo to, in essence, saying, here's your incentive to go after the Trump administration. And they said she showed up at the courthouse and she sister-girled it up during the entire proceeding.
Of course she did.
Rubbernecking it, snapping her finger. And
you know what that is?
Yes.
DEI at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I love Fannie Willis. She is my favorite foil. Everything about her is the reason why I have not dated black women since the Reagan administration. I'm going to applaud myself again. That's exactly why. Sister girl. Everything about her says she's got a BET tattoo. Everything about her.
She smells like Love Spell from Victoria's Secret and pink lotion.
What? Pink lotion I get. What the heck is Love Spell?
Love Spell was a really popular like fragrance from Victoria's Secret like 20
That's
years ago.
clearly a chick burn, because I didn't get that.
And it'd be like saying you smell like Axe body spray. Yeah.
Well, that I would get, but the pink lotion, that's a chick burn if I ever heard one. That's a hardcore chick
She
burn.
looks like she wears pink lotion all over her body.
Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Would you rather listen to me or Brittany?
Definitely you, sir. Definitely you. Actually, just to let you know, if you want to cause traffic, play this record. People will crash into each other to avoid it.
I don't want to do that. Last thing I want to do is that. If you're heading into Hartford right now, hopefully everything is good on the roads for you. 84 eastbound slowing, approaching 46 Avenue to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush. Southbound 91 delays 33, down to 32 A and B. Sluggish again, 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. If you are traveling into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound and Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Some sluggish traffic, 84 eastbound again from 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing, approaching exit 25A. Up to exit 25 in the westbound side of 84. 95 South New Haven, tight 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine, breezy and very warm the rest of today. High 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. There'll be a thunderstorm or two across the area this afternoon and early tonight. Storms could produce localized damaging wind gusts and drenching downpours that can lead to ponding on roadways. For the rest of tonight, mostly cloudy, low 62. Very warm again tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sun, high 89. Tomorrow's record is 92 from 2012. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low again 62. It'll stay warm on Friday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There'll be a thunderstorm over the area in the afternoon and evening. Any storm can bring gusty winds and ponding on roadways. High Friday, 78. Still the warm side as we start the weekend on Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a high of 71. Much cooler on Sunday with clouds and showers and a high of 58. Colder weather moving into the area Sunday night as temperatures drop into the 30s. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Police in Hartford investigating after the discovery of an apparent pipe bomb in a vacated apartment. Officers were called to the scene this afternoon. The residents at 127 Willis Street, accompanied by the bomb squad, they were able to safely remove that device after the building was evacuated. There were no injuries. New Britain Mayor Bobby Sanchez has fired city tax collector Cheryl Blogoslavsky after a report found mismanagement in the office, including the illegal backdating of tardy tax checks. More from WTIC's Dave Mager.
The report by a Hartford law firm says revenue collector Cheryl Blogoslavsky backdated late checks to dodge interest penalties for herself and others. Witnesses say in some cases she was directed to do so by the office of then Mayor Erin Stewart. In a statement, Stewart doesn't confirm or deny the allegations in the report, but calls it part of a political witch hunt. The report also alleges years of favoritism, bullying, and cash mismanagement by the revenue collector. New Mayor Bobby Sanchez has referred the backdating issue to state prosecutors. WTIC has requested comment from Blogoslavsky. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Now, while all this was going on, Coventry Republican State Representative Tim Ackert was announcing that he would be running on the ticket with Stewart as lieutenant governor candidate. Ackert, touting his record as a fighter, business owner, ran 3 elections until he was able to flip his local district in 2011. That's the energy Ackert says he wants to bring to the state level.
Why? Because I believe in this community, and that this community deserves a voice. because I believe that even when the odds are against you, you don't quit. You keep showing up. And when I earned the trust of the people for my district, I made a promise. I would fight for them every single day. For 16 years. Yes, 16 years. That's exactly what I've done.
A judge has ruled that Live Nation and Ticketmaster acted as a monopoly to drive up prices for concert and sporting event tickets. Live Nation Entertainment owns, operates, and has an equity interest in hundreds of venues, and its subsidiary, Ticketmaster, is considered to be one of the world's largest ticket sellers for live events. Jury found that Ticketmaster overcharged customers just under $2 per ticket in 22 states.
The next phase actually might change Live Nation forever because the court might order structural remedies. In other words, dividing up Live Nation and Ticketmaster so that there can be more competition and that it'll be a better structure for fair fees for the customers and the venues.
Legal analyst Lori Levinson there. Judges ordered a hearing for a Cheshire high school student arrested by ICE for no later than next week. The teen, known as Rehan, was picked up as he drove with an uncle last Monday. His attorney, Lauren Peterson, says the family is here legally. Rehan's father, a former interpreter for U.S. troops in Afghanistan, was himself detained and later released last year. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. is ramping up economic pressure against Iran.
It's called Operation Economic Fury.
This is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
Secretary Bessent says it includes freezing funds from the Iranian leadership held in international banks and imposing more sanctions.
We have told countries that if you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions.
At the same time, the U.S. Navy continues its blockade against the Strait of Hormuz. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Record days for the S&P and the NASDAQ. S&P gained 55 points. NASDAQ 376. The Dow, though, was down 72. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Erin Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Erin knows that 1, Connecticut exports a third of the energy we generate while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Erin Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Erin4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Erin for Connecticut, Valerie Marino, Treasurer.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. Let me see if I can. No, I can't. I cannot do both. So I'm just going to have to push one back. So
I just got to say something real quick.
Good.
Roland, you better not.
Oh,
okay.
Let's do the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Okay, so you guys hear me always say, remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Well, when I knew JC, I'll never forget the day that he called me and told me that he was going to be a grandfather. At the time, JC was 36 years old. Yeah, 36 he was. And Rozan can't stop talking about when she's going to be a grandmama. She is 10 years older than JC was at the time. So this one you might like. This is This is a story
my
that
age out there.
is stupid because I can't believe that this is a Guinness Book record, but it's kind of heartwarming. Oh, no. An Australian grandfather was officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the oldest person to become a first-time grandfather at 91 years old. Yeah, the milestone came after his daughter gave birth, his daughter-in-law gave birth, turning him into a proud grandfather later in life than anyone else on record. And that is actually a Guinness Book record.
If the boy makes me wait that long, so help me.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? A first-time grandfather at 91?
How old is the daughter-in-law?
Well, that means that he had his kids
had to have been
very early.
No,
in
he had
life.
he had to have had his children very late in life.
Oh, you're right. That's right. He would probably have had to. He would have been like Tony Randall, like giving birth to a kid in his 70s.
Oh, Tony Randall didn't give birth.
Well, you know what I mean. He got somebody pregnant in the 70s. That's all I'm saying. Yes, that's right. We give it to the ladies. That's right, Roland. Brilliantly done.
I can't hear Roland.
Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Mark, appropriate. Tony Randall had a child. And 71, maybe?
Yeah, 71, 72.
I'll never forget because he announced it on the Letterman show.
Isn't De Niro a
father? He was a father late in life, too.
Yep.
Yeah. And Al Pacino as well.
Yep.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Just a couple of years ago for Al.
Yep. Absolutely. I don't want to do it that old, though. No, not me.
Tony, how you plan on changing diapers when somebody will be changing your diapers?
Listen, one nanny. Everybody's getting changed.
We're having more fun than humans should be allowed to have.
That's right, sir.
Oh, man. Tony Randall. I forgot about that.
That's
Holy
right.
smokes. Hey, I'm 62 now. What's the guy? How old was he?
Don't do it. He was 91 when he became
Wow.
a first-time grandfather.
62. So I only 20. If I can make it 29 more years without my kid having a kid.
Your kid would be well into his 40s, wouldn't he?
30 and 70. Yeah, he'd be like 47.
Yeah. You could probably do it.
Wow. Well, never know. You never know. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, if you're on the eastbound side of 84, you got delays 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Ridge. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91, a little tap of the brakes in Hartford at 32 A and B. 9 northbound's a little slow at the Argonne Bridge in Middletown. If you're traveling 91 southbound in Meriden, some slow traffic approaching exit 19. Heading into Waterbury 84 eastbound, some slow traffic 17 to 18. Again, sluggish from 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. South 95 New Haven slows 44 down to exit 43 in West Haven. And look out for an accident 72 westbound in New Britain near the 84 interchange on the westbound side of 72. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Showers, thunderstorms in the area early tonight. Currently some rain generally to the east of Hartford. Otherwise tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. And a low is 62. Very warm tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun. High 89. Partly cloudy tomorrow night. Low again 62. It'll stay warm Friday. Clouds and occasional sun. An afternoon thunderstorm that could be heavy. And a high of 78. It's now 82 in West Hartford. It is down to 75 with some rain in Manchester. 81 degrees at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. Rozan on the radio is here. Rozan is into her own thing over there. She starts, she found some woman who was on the FBI's most wanted list and got pinched already, and now she's completely enamored with her. Why? I never understand the things that you get fixated on.
I don't think
and
you're
why?
supposed to.
No, I mean, you know.
I don't understand why you get fixated on things you get fixated on.
I have a pattern of what I get fixated on. Like, you are very random. Is that.
I like things, like, for me, it's got to be really shocking to the system.
Right. And this particular woman being on the FBI's most wanted list was shocking to you.
I don't want to say why.
No, come on. You can tell me why. It's okay.
Because DEI top 10 over here got captured as soon as she was put on the list.
Well, that's kind of how the list is supposed to work.
No, people stay on the list for decades. They're like gone forever.
Well, maybe she's not an apt fugitive.
Obviously not. They pinched her the moment she got put on the list. That just shows you. Just listen, DEI is not good all the time.
This is not. I think this is a stretch of the imagination on DEI. I know you hate DEI, but I don't think it applies here. It doesn't.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm going to see. Hold on.
Okay. Anyway, we were looking at this story yesterday, Rozan and I, and it was in the New York Post. I think Brett Baer's show was the only one who covered it yesterday. The Biden DOJ weaponized federal law to prosecute pro-lifers and give them longer prison sentences. And it's based on a brand new 900-page internal Trump DOJ review of over 700,000 records. Pulling out every fact and simplifies the legalese for this particular case. Here's what happened. The FACE Act, which is called the Freedom of Access to Clinical Entrances Act of 1994. It's the same charge that Don Lemon got recently. It's a federal law that makes it illegal to block access to abortion clinics, pregnancy centers, churches, or religious sites. Hence the Don Lemon thing. It's supposed to be neutral, protect everyone's right to access those places without violence or interference. But the Biden DOJ turned it into a weapon against peaceful pro-lifers after Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022. The Biden DOJ ran a biased national task force that colluded with abortion groups. Right after the Dobbs decision, Merrick Garland's team set up a special squad led by a lawyer named Sanjay Patel. Emails show that they worked hand in glove with Planned Parenthood, the Feminist Majority Foundation, and the National Abortion Federation. Patel called one abortion security director's his MVP, most valuable person, for feeding them real tips that led to prosecutions. Meanwhile, they lied to defense lawyers about tracking violence against pregnancy centers. They had the data, but only shared it with abortion allies. This wasn't law enforcement. It was the DOJ acting as Planned Parenthood's personal police force. They also withheld evidence using dirty tricks on juries and mocked Christians. Prosecutors hid info, pushed aggressive arrest tactics, and tried to stack juries against pro-lifers. In one case, U.S. v. Zastro, They flagged Christian jurors for removal, not because of bias, but because of their faith, and whined in an email. Unfortunately, we ended up with a very Catholic magistrate, very particular about First Amendment rights, that the mask off moment, they hated religious conservatives and rigged the system to punish them. A classic example was the Mark Hoke case. You'll remember this one. This one got a lot of national attention, if not, mostly through Fox News. This was the Catholic dad of 7. Mark Hoke gently shoved an abortion escort who was harassing his son outside of a clinic. Planned Parenthood referred it to the DOJ. Patel pushed hard for felony charges despite internal doubts. Hawk was swarmed at his home by 16 armed FBI agents with long guns. Not a summons, not a self-surrender. Patel later admitted the real goal was to show a show of force and phone seizures, joking the FBI really likes to make arrests. Hawk was acquitted in January of 2023. This is what peaceful protests got you under Biden. The interesting part about this, the Hoke case was that there was an original case that was not federal, and it was thrown out of court. The feds then amped up its efforts to go after him, and then we remember those videos, and we remember Josh Hawley screaming at Merrick Garland about this treatment of Mark Hoke. But this is what was going on. So you hear these people talking this nonsense about how judges and juries and prosecutions, they're all on the up and up, especially under the Biden administration. And here we are. Go ahead, Rozan.
Oh, no, I just want to tell you about my findings.
About the FBI woman?
Yeah, my DEI
Can
findings.
it wait?
I'm waiting.
Goodness gracious. I thought I'm talking about this.
I'm listening to it. No, I think it's egregious. It's an abuse of power. It is a horrid, blatant abuse of power. It's
you have
ridiculous.
no interest in this. You really want to talk about this woman?
No,
I see it in your
really-
face. It's okay. It's all right.
Wow.
It's all right if you want to derail my conversation about this.
I am capable of having two thought processes simultaneously.
I know that you
It
are.
is very I'm very
Come
capable
on, tell
of
me
that.
about the woman.
Well, I want to finish talking about this.
No, I'm done with it. You've completely took all the thunder out of it. All
took
the wind.
thunder.
Yes, you did. Because I'm looking at you and you're going, I care about this. Come on, tell me about the woman who was on the FBI's most wanted list for 15 minutes. No, I'm here now.
Okay, in the 76-year history of the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, there have been a total of 541 fugitives listed.
Okay.
12 have been women. Would you like to take a gander at how many have been black women?
2?
Yep.
How did I know that?
Angela Davis.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Wow.
And
This woman.
And Kashawn Roper.
Okay, Kashawn Nicola Roper.
Roper, like
Yeah.
Mr. Roper from
Yes.
Three's Company.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yes, DEI. I think black women should be as entitled to
be on the
everything else.
most wanted
Absolutely,
list.
and they show their ability to succeed, just like any other DEI.
How long was she on the FBI's most wanted list?
So Angela Davis was on for 2 months.
She was on for 2 months. Yeah.
And
I would say justice was served because then we found out that she is related to one of the people who was on the 108-man a ship called the Mayflower. Sorry, what are you laughing about? What is so funny?
she was arrested the very next day after he put on the list.
Okay, so she goes in the FBI's most wanted list, and she's caught the next day.
This female had the ingenious idea to fly back to the United States or fly into Florida, where she was ultimately picked up and arrested.
Was she picked up through customs or was picked up at the...
I don't know. It just says that she was picked up.
Where did she fly out of?
I have no idea. It just says that she fled.
She fled?
She was arrested in Kansas City for murdering a 23-year-old mother of 3.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And the other victim survived, and she was brought up on charges like 2 weeks later, and then she fled. And this was back in 2020 is when this whole thing occurred. She was put on the most wanted list and came home the next day. Who does that? You have been on the run for 6 years, girl. You were probably good. Like, you were good. Oh, no, they going to put me on that list. Oh, hell no. Let me go sort this out. And then you show up, and then what happens? You get arrested.
Okay. So she had been,
hell no.
So she had been a fugitive for 6 years. You're a mess. She was a fugitive for 6 years. She gets put on the FBI's most wanted list, and she flies back home, and she's arrested. She actually gets on a plane.
I don't know how she got home. The people said that they saw her filling her car with all of her personal items, and whatever she gets arrested in Florida the next day. Where she was coming from, I don't know. But you find out you're on, and then you just go and...
Maybe there was a degree of arrogance there.
You ain't going to be talking about me out the side your neck.
That's what she was doing. You have a very, very horrible view of this young lady. How old is she?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Well,
but you can't just go around killing people and then
yes, we're well aware
that's have a great opinion of. You know what? She's a nice lady. Let's give her. You know what? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
You are the meanest person
She
in
had
the
an
world.
altercation with two ladies in her car, pulled out a gun, shot and killed a 23-year-old mother of three. She was probably just. You know, this might have been when they canceled the EBT cards. I don't know.
Why? Why do you have to be so mean?
You always say that about me.
You are just so mean right now. Stop it. Stop it.
Play my song. Play my song.
You are just 100% mean.
Oh, hell no.
I hate you so much right now.
You're the worst person ever. And you know what? It's, for the longest you've been saying I'm the nice one, and I go, that can't be true. Yes, it is. It's totally true. That's okay. I'm moving on from my much more important story about the Biden DOJ.
No, I agree. It is atrocious. And in my opinion, each person who was incarcerated under Biden using this act, every single one of them should be released right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to pull a William Tong. What's his name? Blumenthal.
Yes.
Right now. Let them come home right now.
Yes, that's what he said at the press conference.
I got it on tape.
You know what? Let's do some music news, please. News. News. You were even singing it yourself. Anyway, in music news, just to get this out of the way, Patrick Carney, who is the drummer of one of my favorite bands, the Black Keys, turns 46 today. Congratulations to him. I think you like this guy. Why do I think you like this guy? Chris Stapleton. Do you like this guy?
I don't know what that is.
All right, okay. Chris Stapleton, the Kentucky country bluegrass powerhouse singer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm almost certain you like this guy. He's 48 today. Radiohead guitarist Ed O'Brien turns 58 today. Do you remember this singer, Samantha Fox? Do you remember her at all? No? Okay. Touch Me. She had that hit record, Touch Me, I Want Your Body. Yeah, okay, never mind. She turned 60 today. She's a British pop singer.
Okay.
And last but not least, the singer or lead singer of Four Non-Blondes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that one I know.
you know her, right?
Yeah.
Linda Perry. She turns 61 today. Album anniversaries and chart anniversaries. 52 years ago, Lynyrd Skynyrd released Second Helping in 1974. 54 years ago, Roberta Flack released First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it stayed there for 6 weeks in 1972. Nancy and Frank Sinatra's Something Stupid hit number 1 in the U.S. singles chart in 1967.
There was a Nancy?
59, yes. These boots are made for walking?
These boots were, okay.
Yeah, it's 59 years ago. The Rolling Stones released Aftermath, their first album of all original material in 1966. That was 60 years ago. And a guy who I loved and you and I loved at least a performance of him recently. Jerry Lee Lewis released the first charting single, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On in 1957, 69 years ago this week. It hit number 3 and the pop number 1 with the piano talent. We saw him in, what was it, the $1 Million Quartet.
Yeah, it wasn't really him, but
We saw
rendition.
a rendition of the $1 Million
stole the
Quartet.
whole show.
But he did. He stole the whole show.
Yeah. We never did get in touch with
We
him,
never
did we?
It's like so difficult to get that actor on the phone. But if they come back, hopefully, if he's doing something soon, I'd like to get him on here because he was really. We loved his performance more than anything.
Stole the whole show.
Stole the whole show. Although you were really
I
smitten.
really had a thing for
the guy playing Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He looked like a baby.
No,
Whatever.
He looked like trouble.
That he may have.
I don't have a thing for trouble, but
Yeah. Trouble has a thing for you. Yeah. Let's get to Mark Christopher and see what trouble is out there on the road. See us at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. How we doing, Mark? There, here she is. Samantha Fox.
Touch me, I want to feel your body.
Hey, this was produced by Full Force.
Yeah?
That's right, I forgot about that.
Lisa Nicole Jam.
Yeah, well, no. The Full Force from Lisa and the Cult Jam. They
Bow-Legged
produced this
Lou?
record. That's right, Bow-Legged Lou, a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Bow-Legged Lou was known for pranks, I'll tell you.
Was he really?
Oh, goodness gracious, he was known
with
for pranks.
With a nickname like Bow-Legged Lou. How could you not be a prankster?
You know what his favorite thing is? The exploding pen.
Oh,
it's the worst. I so hate that prank. What do you get me every time? Get me every time.
Samantha Fox, was she like a model from like England or something?
Yes, she was,
Something like
but
that,
many people thought they confused her with the adult film actress,
Right.
Samantha Fox. There was a big controversy back in the day because we didn't have the internet. There was no way to cross-check.
Right, that's true.
So
she was cute, man, back in the day.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah, it really
Beautiful
was.
woman.
All right. Well, Reese, if you're heading into Hartford right now, this traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. 84 eastbound, you got delays approaching 46th Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 tied up East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. Southbound 91 slowing right lane at 32 A and B. Northbound 91 tight Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound is sluggish 17 to 18 in Waterbury. And again, sluggish from 25A in Waterbury down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 Waterbury slowing 22 to the Mixmaster. And 95 southbound delays in New Haven, 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine. Breezy, very warm the rest of this afternoon. High 86. The record is 88. There'll be a thunderstorm or two in the area this afternoon and evening. Storms could produce localized damaging winds and drenching downpours. For the rest of the time, mainly cloudy. Low 62. Partly sunny and very warm tomorrow. High 89. The record is 92. Partly sunny and warm Friday. There could be a heavy thunderstorm over the afternoon. High 78. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. Police in Hartford are investigating the discovery of an apparent pipe bomb in a vacated apartment. Officers arrived on scene this afternoon to the residence at 127 Willis Street. The building was evacuated as a precaution. The HPD Major Crimes and Crime Scene Divisions are part of that investigation. New Britain's tax collector has been fired. Cheryl Blogoslawski was placed on leave earlier this year after allegations of impropriety in her office. Among other things, a report suggests a pattern of mismanagement, favoritism, and bullying during her tenure that extended back to the administration of former Mayor Erin Stewart. She is a GOP candidate for governor, says in a statement the release of the report was deliberately timed to coincide with the announcement of her running mate, Tom Ackert, to head of the GOP convention next month. Man is dead and Waterbury police are investigating. Officers arrived around 10 this morning at an apartment on West Liberty Street. The 61-year-old was unresponsive and later pronounced dead. One of the gubernatorial candidates is suing the state of New York over a natural gas pipeline that would work toward reducing energy costs in Connecticut. Betsy McCoy points out that New York Governor Kathy Hochul recently caved to pressure under the Trump administration to construct a new pipeline that serves New York and Long Island.
That will help energy consumers in the lower part of New York State have affordable energy. But I'm going to court to defend the energy consumers of Connecticut. Hochul wasn't looking out for them, you see. So I'm taking this fight to court, and the fact is that Ned Lamont should have taken this fight to court years ago.
Lamont's campaign, in a statement, calls McCoy's move a stunt and says she's doing this to try and placate President Trump. A jury has found that concert giant Live Nation and its Ticketmaster subsidiary engaged in an anti-competitive monopoly. Jury in New York decided on claims from dozens of U.S. states that the entertainment ticketing behemoth was a monopoly that cost concertgoers and sports fans. Live Nation owns, operates, controls booking for, or has an equity interest in hundreds of venues. Wall Street, the Dow down 72. NASDAQ finished up 376 to 24,000, an all-time record, as well as the NASDAQ setting a record today, picking up 55 points to 7,022. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
By the way, while you're there, go to WTIC.com so you could become possibly one of the people in our studio audience for the WTIC News Talk 1080 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination. That's on May 7th at 7 p.m. It'll be at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. What is the address there again? 15
Farm Springs Road.
That's it. The debate will be live on air, but you could be there if you go to WTIC.com, click on more, go to contest, fill out that form, and you and 59 other couples will join us there. And it, again, is the WTIC News Talk 1080's 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate, sponsored by AARP Connecticut. Before we go to break, don't forget we've got Linda McMahon on at 5 o'clock tomorrow. She is going to be calling in. We'll talk to her about what she's doing in town, about her speech at Yale, and a whole 9 yards. Also, I wanted to do this story a little while ago. And whenever there is medical news out there that sort of either I find fascinating or freaks me out. I'd like to talk about it. And that's today's edition of You Be Illin. You Be You Be Illin. A 58-year-old woman in Greece was working outdoors next to a field of grazing sheep one hot September day. And she noticed a bunch of flies buzzing around her face, and she swats them away, and she goes about her business. About a week later, she's got sinus pain. Then she coughs, and then all of a sudden, around October 15th, she sneezes. And out comes a worm. Not a little one. Nearly a 1-inch long worm. So she goes to the doctor, who is an ear, nose, and throat guy. And he takes a look and he says, hold up. He ends up surgically pulling 10 larvae and one puppa, as they call it, out of her sinuses. That's right, baby sheep bop flies. The kind that normally live in sheep and goats. Doctors are calling it this biologically implausible. These things aren't supposed to grow inside of a human. The sinuses are too hostile. The wrong temperature, wrong mucus, the whole wrong immune system. They should shut the whole thing down. But yes, she apparently deviated her septum and gave these little guys a cozy little Airbnb, they say, evolving into a human botfly. She went home after the removal to a full recovery. Yeah, absolutely disgusting.
Do you remember the show Raising Hope?
Yes, yes.
The girlfriend that wore the pantyhose on her head?
Yeah.
She was scared of spiders in her ears?
Yeah.
The rest of my life from now on.
Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I don't like worms either. Yeah. The worst.
I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me.
Jim Stafford.
No doubt.
I don't like spiders and snakes.
I don't
especially
like
in
anything.
my sinuses.
I'm afraid of any animal or insect because they don't speak English. That's where I draw the line.
They don't speak English.
You can't reason with things that don't speak English.
No, you can't. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound's a little tight, 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 slows Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. Both sides of 91 wide open now. Route 2 eastbound moving well into Glastonbury. Quiet Middletown. 84 eastbound, Waterbury sluggish, 17 to 18. Again sluggish, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Heading in toward New Haven. 95 southbound delays, 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
Bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
Shower, thunderstorm in parts of the region tonight, primarily before midnight. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy and a low of 62. Another very warm day coming up tomorrow. Mixture of clouds and sunshine, high 89. Very near the record of 92. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low 62. Partial sunshine and warm on Friday. Could be a heavy thunderstorm Friday afternoon, high 78. It's currently 82 in Berlin. It's 75 in Coventry and 81 degrees at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back, and we're almost about to get up out of here as the phones start to ring before we leave. Again, we'll be back here tomorrow, or at least Reese will be here tomorrow. Rozan will be at home being a good little housewife, sitting at home cooking and cleaning for her husband. I'm kidding, sweetheart. I'm kidding. Everybody knows that you don't clean. I am kidding. I'm kidding.
It's fine. You know what you're not getting?
What? Clean house? Yes, I know.
Clean underwear, food, a couple other things you
I
really
can
like.
do. You know what? Stop treating me like I don't do any of my own laundry. We've only been together for 5 years. You know, I don't know what it is, but every wife I've ever had treats me like I wasn't single.
Maybe it's because we all have to stay home and take care of your dirty drawers. I don't know. If you don't have a woman feeding you, you eat out of a gas station.
I don't eat out of a gas station.
Really?
I purchase food at a gas station, true.
And eat in your car. Okay. How long do you microwave a cup of coffee?
That was an accident.
An accident? 7 minutes is not an accident.
I just pushed 7. I meant seconds. No, I really did do something.
Jesus. What, tell everybody how I had to help you learn how to work the washer and dryer before I went to Virginia for a week.
That's true. I wouldn't have known.
You
It looked Japanese. It looked like a Japanese washer and dryer.
It's got American words on it.
That doesn't mean anything.
You
It's
push
one of those.
the power button, you switch it to the thing, and then you push start. It's not that hard.
That washing machine.
There are 4-year-olds more capable.
Of course, because kids are brought up in technology. I'm an old man. That thing had too many buttons, and it was small. It looked like it was Japanese. In fact,
can't
isn't
even work
it
the dishwasher.
Yes, I don't understand that thing. I still don't understand how the water works.
Nobody's asking you to go inside and do the washing of the machine. You
just don't
put
know
the
how it
stuff
works.
in the machine, the soap, you turn it on. That's it. You can't even do that.
I don't know how to do it.
No, you know how. You choose not to. There's a difference. I play along with your feigned ignorance because I think it's adorable. But the minute you think you're going to put me into a box and she doesn't really clean, that's adorable. I'll stop doing it, and then it's up to you. How about that? Or you can just hire someone, which would make me a lot happier. I'll put me in a box.
I'm so sorry.
I'll fight you, sir. I am not scared of you.
I just love the fact that it so enrages you that I do this all the time. I don't want to wash dishes. I don't want to work the dishwasher.
I do. It is my life's joy. to cook and clean and wash your dirty drawers. That is like my life. Like it's the pinnacle of life. I'm so like at one with the universe when I do those
really
things.
thought that you loved me so much that you enjoyed those things. And did I take that for granted, or did I misread that? Did I misread that?
Were you dropped on your head as an
No, I
infant?
really did. So part of me, I've always believed that you did those things because of your profound love for me.
No, I do them because that's what else am I going to do? You asked me to stop working 5 years ago.
Yes.
So that you could take care of me.
Yes.
Fine, I stopped working. I forgot to mention that would require a housekeeper.
Yes. This is
so
true.
that was my fault. Poor negotiation on my part. However, I'm stuck with what I'm
Are
stuck
you
with.
saying that right now I would make your life a whole lot better if I were to get, like, how many days a week would a housekeeper?
Every day. What is wrong
What
with
are
you?
you
The
talking
house is
about?
to be cleaned every day.
I don't want the person in our house every day.
You won't be home. Just have them come in while you're at work. I'll do it. Shoot.
Every day?
Absolutely.
7 days a week?
Okay, 5.
Goodness gracious, Rozan. 3 wouldn't be enough?
No.
4 out of 7 days?
Do you know what it takes? You have no idea what I do in our house. And I've told you this before. I clean
I'm
the
not there. How would I know?
Exactly. I dust the baseboards. Did you know I go up there and I clean all the lights? I clean all the vents. Did you know I do these things? Did you know I make sure all the cupboards, like the outside of the cupboards are clean, the little handles are all clean, doorknobs and light switches are all disinfected? Do you know I do these things? Of course you don't. So, if I say 5 days a week, I need you to trust me. It's 5 days a week. Have you ever taken apart and washed the inside or cleaned the inside of a dishwasher? Nope, you sure haven't. I have. How about taking out your dryer and cleaned out all the lint holes?
I've done that.
Sure...
I've done that.
Really?
I've done it. Yes, I have. I've done that regularly.
I've done your job too.
Just to let you know.
I've done your job too.
What, taking out the garbage?
Yeah, I take out the garbage.
You're not supposed to do that.
Where am I today?
You're here with me.
Doing what?
Talking on the radio.
Oh, just like you. Remember when you had that moving company?
Yes, what about it?
Remember I did that too.
You didn't do anything.
Sure I did.
I'm not talking.
Should we call Carl? Let's call Carl. I do your job sometimes. It'd be nice if once in a while you chipped in and did mine.
I do.
That bathtub could really use a scrubbing. Just saying.
That's right. I hold the door for you, Roland said. I do that. I hold the door. I carry all the groceries. I even do the shopping sometimes. With pictures. Because you provide them for me.
Because you're intellectually lazy.
Fair enough. Okay. You win. I'm a loser. Okay? Is that what it is? You want me to say that? I'm a horrible partner.
No, you're not. You're just don't minimize what I do.
I didn't do that. I was teasing when I said that you don't clean. I know that you clean.
I
I didn't know
fight
that you
you.
do the whole light thing, though.
Of course I do.
Really?
Absolutely. If you don't keep these things clean, it builds up over time.
Okay, a housekeeper 3 days a week. They can do laundry and maybe the baseboards, or you can pick the third thing.
A third thing?
Yeah.
But they come in once a day, do one task, and leave.
Well, what do they spend the whole day?
Sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, folding laundry.
How long does a
Absolutely.
cleaning lady come in or a housekeeper come in for? 2 hours, 3 hours?
Well, when we first got together, I had a housekeeper coming in.
Yeah.
Every week. Every week I had a housekeeper. It's just me and the boy.
Okay. So
she came in every week. It took her 4 hours to do the whole apartment. And it was about twice the size of the apartment we're in currently.
Right.
So
it's actually almost 3 times. But nonetheless, are you telling me that if we had a housekeeper in the house, you would need them in the house for 4 hours?
No, not this tiny apartment, which is why it would be 3 days a week at a minimum because, every other day come in and...
It'd just be laundry. That's probably the biggest thing, right? And then maybe throw some stuff in the dishwasher. I couldn't agree more. But she doesn't like to do laundry. He said that we shouldn't have anybody doing sitting strangers doing laundry.
I am perfectly content to wash and dry. I hate folding.
Okay.
I hate it. It could all just sit in a basket for all I care.
Let me get the phone call. I got people sitting up here waiting to get on the phone. Thomas in Thomaston. How you doing, Tommy?
Hey, I'm well. Hey, I don't clean houses, but I clean offices, Rozan. So if you're ever looking for some part-time work, give me a buzz.
For you or for me?
No, for him. That's what he's looking for.
Oh.
She doesn't want to do more cleaning. It's like,
no.
He said he does that work if you're looking for somebody to work part-time. That's what you're going to end up doing. You're going to end up doing that. Go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, so in the whole scheme of things, what Trump did with the meme is not that big, in my opinion.
Agreed.
But it's so stupid. I just wish he was so good for the first 6 months of his presidency, and now he's back to being old Trump. It's exhausting.
You gotta listen. You gotta stop thinking you have to defend Trump. I stopped doing it over 2 years ago. I don't defend Trump. I let all of these people who come at me and say, come on and defend this. I go, I don't have to. It's not my job. It's like, it's not my day to watch him. I'm not sitting up here defending Trump. Don't do it to yourself.
I'm not defending him either. It's just so stupid, in my opinion.
Exactly.
His actions are the best actions of any president I've seen. And
Agreed.
I first started with Reagan. I just wish he would change. But, he is who he is, so he's not gonna.
Yeah, exactly the case.
Hey, one more. Did you ever talk to Erin Stewart about her throwing all that debt 10 years down the road? Were you ever able to ask her about that?
She didn't want to talk about the budget at all. And I think that has, in a lot of ways, been kind of an Achilles heel on her part. In fact, I spoke to Morgan Cunningham about that recently, saying that he wanted to talk to her about her budget. And her old team at the time, or at least one of the representatives that used to be on her team, kind of refused to do an interview with him because that was the line of questioning. So I don't know much about that, but it's never been allowed to in many ways, been brought up.
That's interesting, especially considering what's just come to light.
Yeah, right. With that other person, that just seems like regular Connecticut Democratic policy. I don't see any reason, other than she's a Republican and I would vote for her. I don't see any reason why she should be the governor of Connecticut.
I'm hearing a lot more sentiment about that online, but I'm hoping look, if more of this report comes out and it in essence is lined up with her, I'm going to give her a just due and just see where it comes from there. If there's going to be a criminal investigation into this woman, Cheryl, and she starts singing like a canary, we'll see what happens then. But right now, from what I've heard so far, this is really damage control right now for Erin Stewart.
Oh, I'm sure of that, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate you, buddy.
Right.
Let's go with, I'm going to take Jim in Berlin real quick before we get out of here. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Reese. Excellent show as always.
Thank you, sir.
One question about those tickets for the May 6th debate.
May 7th, yes.
May 7th, I apologize. You say to go to the WTIC site.
Yes.
But when I go there and click on the more section, come down, it has contest rules that I have to call in to your show or to Brian's show to get my name entered to win the 2 tickets. There's no form to fill out.
I did not see that. Let me see. I'm actually going to do it live with you while you're here on the air. I go to more, and then I go to contests. Okay, and
contest.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, listen for tickets. Okay, so on the 11th commandment picture, I click onto that, and then we scroll down, and it says click on here for contest rules. Let me see if there's something else here. Let me see. All right, then I see contest rules. I click onto that. Yep, you're absolutely right. We get a PDF form there. Interesting. That is interesting. And yeah, you're right. All right, I got to get somebody on this right now. I will put that up. You know what? Hold on. What's this thing that says mail? Let me go there. Oh, that's it. Okay. So what you do is, and I just realized what it is. Okay, so what you need to do is go to the left there on that screen. It says share. You see what it says Facebook, X, and then the mail, the envelope?
Yeah.
Click on the envelope, and when that pops up, it will tell you, oh, nope, that's not it either. Why is it saying that? That's interesting. No, that's not it either. I don't know why that is. Okay, I got to get somebody on that tomorrow. That looks like a problem.
Thank you so much.
It's a good thing you mentioned that to me. Much appreciated, sir.
Okay. You have a good night now.
Thank you, man. You got it. All right.
It says April 30th, too.
Yeah, we got to change that. So someone did not go into the system to make that change yet. We'll send an email to corporate or whoever's in charge of that to make sure that's in there. Thank you for that. I'm glad that somebody mentioned it. Yeah, we got to get up out of here in a minute. So 3 days a week for a nanny?
A nanny?
Not a nanny.
Wow,
I'm forgetting.
I love you. We're going to go to the car and fight.
No, you know what it was? I was thinking because my second wife, we had a nanny named Monique, and that ended badly. And it's funny because I don't have that much time to tell you the story.
We would have an old nanny, and her name would be something like Gertrude or Ingerbird or something weird like that, and she would be 75 and slow with cataracts and arthritis. It would be the most unappealing woman ever.
I got to tell the Monique story one day. I'm not going to have any time here. It's bad. It's just the worst part about it is that when you find out that a famous rap DJ has been in your apartment when you go to a function, he goes like, hey, Reese, I was at your house the other day. I'm like, huh? Why? He's like, your nanny.
He was in your apartment and your nanny.
Okay. So you. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, I love you, and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night and pleasant tomorrow. She is Rozan on the radio. Say goodnight, Rozan.
Good night, Rozan.
For a while, she's going to be saying goodnight. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. We'll see you back here tomorrow. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, guys. Have a great one. If you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, just a little slow, 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84, no problems. Both sides of 91 moving very well. If you are heading into Waterbury, 84 eastbound is a little tight as you approach exit 18. 84 eastbound in Newtown slowing 9 to 11. 91 in the Parkway moving well toward New Haven. This traffic report is being brought to you by Whittle